Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. 10 a.m., baby. No days off. 90,250. Here we go. Bitcoin. Bitcoin rips as I start the stream. It happens every time I go live. What is going on? Am I a buy signal? What is going on? Every time I go live, like 90% of the time, Bitcoin's pumping. Insanity. Ba-doom. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Let's get that music up and running. Hit it, Donnie. Hit it. Donnie in the studio, man. This guy's the best, bro. You got to have a Donnie in the studio. He loves a good Donnybrook, too. You know what I'm saying? Hey. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you. Only OGs know what a Donnybrook is. You youngsters have no clue. You don't even know what it is. Shows how much you don't know. I'm here to show you. I'm here to teach you. I'm here to bring that knowledge. Shout out to everybody here on the live. And today I have the suit on, the whole suit. I really do. I never wear the whole suit. It's always like a mismatched pants. I always have pants on. All right. And I know you don't care. It's all my boys here. You know what I mean? We don't have to be talking about pants over here. Thank you so much for the lemon. Oh, you know what I'll do is I'll pour a little water in here. And that'll cool it off. And then I'll be able to drink it. God bless everybody here on the live. Thank you for being here and being amazing. Let's take a look at BTC. Crazily volatile this morning. Like absolutely insane. I was about to just jump into a trade right now on the 5-minute time frame. I couldn't even get my fingers moving fast enough. I'm looking at this bigger symmetrical triangle. We're going to end here when I do the bigger top-down analysis. This is what we're going to see. All right. And we're going to get this into this tighter move. Shout out to my beautiful people. If you're new to the channel, my name's Sam Price. I started trading when I was 22. I'm 42 years old. I've been through many markets, the Toronto Stock Exchange, the New York Stock Exchange. I traded gold, silver, pharmaceuticals, you name it. Tech stocks, right? The NASDAQ, Bitcoin, Tesla, you name it. We traded here. I am an international trader. I was on international brokers for years where you could trade almost any market in the world, right? And I was on the Toronto Stock Exchange doing stuff. So I could teach you a little bit. I know a little bit of something about a little bit of something. All right. So we're going to have some fun today doing what's called technical analysis. I'm going to break down and show you all the things I know in the last 8 years, as much as I can in the next 2 hours. You're going to learn. You're going to have some fun. We might even make a live trade. So get ready, get excited, and pay attention. Might even want a notebook or something out there while you're going through. Write a few things down you want to revisit. We timestamp everything so you can hit the timestamps to find out more about your favorite coin or idea that we went over. And you can even super chat and take the show in your direction. If you want us to talk about something, if you want us to go over something that you've researched that you think's hot, if you want to put the group on, super chat us. Let us know what it is. If you have an asset you want me to go over, if you want me to just look at, and again, I'm not a financial advisor. I'll never tell you what to buy or sell. But if you just want to do some technical analysis together, see if what you saw was the same as what I saw, we could jump on in. And I could do that for you too. Send in a super chat today if you want to be interactive into the stream. God bless you, beautiful people. Let's jump on in. Let's do it for Bitcoin. So I watched the 5-minute 200 moving average this morning. I was keen on it. And I was looking for a move. I really was. I had actually made a trade here, and I was up 250. Then came down to break even, got out. All right. Then they kind of started to bounce it up again. Then all of a sudden it made a spike. I was about to enter here. I was literally typing in the numbers. My wife walked in the room. I had looked at her because that's just what you do if you see a movement. By that time, we had fried. And again, I'm not blaming her at all. I was late to the trade on my own. It was just one of those days. Funny, I missed my workout this morning due to just an audio issue. I had to redo something, and then I missed that trade. But again, look how volatile it was. It bounced all the way to 91.3 and then dumped right back down. You can see all morning. It's been a volatility train all night, really. We've been in just this sideways chop, just ranging to the top of 91.5. Back down to 89.8, just kind of just hanging out in here, doing our thing. We're going to talk about this chop. We're going to break it down. I've seen this not every time, but about 90% of the time where you have an FOMC meeting, you're going to see this type of behavior, okay? It's just what it is. I've seen it many times, okay? So that's what happens. It's volatility and it's chop because you have everyone who's wondering, okay, it's going to be a nothing burger. FOMC is going to come out. They're going to dump this puppy and they're all short. And then you have everyone else who's like, they're going to cut the rates and they're all long. And then you have people that are like, you know what? I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm going to put a short here and a long there. And I'm going to take this one off and take that one off. I believe you have more people that go long and short during FOMC than any other period in the world. Or any other time, seriously, FOMC is when more people go schlong, more short and long, more than any other period. In my humble opinion, I've seen it too many times. So I already know what happens during FOMC. I've watched it. I don't know how many we've been through now. But I think about 20 or 30 of FOMC meetings, and we've traded them. And so, nice suit, lever, looks good on you. Thank you. Appreciate you, man. We're shorting FOMC, right? See, someone says, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't like to trade FOMC. I personally don't trade it. I don't use it to my advantage. I trade it during FOMC. Like if we lose the 200, if we get a flag on the one, for fun, I actually live trade it like while he's talking sometimes. If I see something amazing, like we make a flag above the 200 and I see a spike, I take the flag. I've done it a few times. I've made money on FOMC. I remember I made $1,000 on FOMC one time. A couple times, but I don't always trade it. It has to be perfect. Jolt's job opening just came in too. Let's take a look at that. And that's why we had this spike. The jobs came in and it pushed the price to the upside. We got a very good spike for the NASDAQ. Bitcoin is a tech stock now. So why we got this big spike right here was because of the Jolt's job opening. Let's take a look at it. And it's data driven. You don't say news. News doesn't move the market, but it's data driven. Like it's where people put their money based on why. All right. So here we are at the Jolt's job opening at 0.3. The leading index 7.6. So U.S. job openings forecast was 7.14. Previous it was 7.66, 7.67. So a little, above forecast. Well above forecast, like 0.5 above. So whenever you're above forecast, that's a bullish sign. Okay? And so Jolt's job openings is bullish for the economy, which, basically sent stocks higher. It's kind of opposite because you think they would not cut the rate then and would actually send stocks lower. But all this stuff is jumbled up. It's interesting. And we're back to 89%. Once this flicks to 90, 94, which it will, in my humble opinion, this thing's going to blast. So this is bullish for the markets, for the S&P, for the NASDAQ. And remember, Bitcoin is definitely a tech stock that's following these coins. So let's take a look right now. There's a live trade for Sammy on the 1 minute time frame that Sammy could take. Let's go to the 1 minute time frame. We're above two moving averages. The 1 minute 200 and the 5 minute 200. And there's a little bit of a flag starting to form. It's not perfect though. It's kind of more like a symmetrical triangle, but that is my signal. It's the 21 touching above the 200. I might just have a minute to take a move here. It's going to be very small based off what I'm seeing lately. And we've been in heavy chop. It seems like I got chopped up a couple times here. And I like that I don't use big amount. I'm not losing 10, 5 grand when I get chopped. It's 100 here, 200 there, but it adds up. So now, got to wait for the market to give me a better signal, a clear signal. You're making a couple grand a day every day, and the next thing you know, the market gets so choppy, it gets tougher to make that same money. Something's happening. So this is my signal, though. I'm going to take it because it's my signal on right now in front of you. Wow, it's only, hold on, 2.74. Dang. See how close the math? 89. No. Dang, I'm missing this. It's not easy here. Today's been one of these days where the market's just been moving so dang fast on me. 415. 131 for 400 is my thing right now. Very small amount. All right, let's go. I'd love to make a quick 400 in 10 minutes, right? It's funny. It's a small amount for me, but it's actually a high-risk trade for the average person. $29,000 trade. For me, it's nothing, but, it took me years to perfect this idea and to be able to nail this way. And who knows, I could still lose the trade in front of everyone. It's the saddest thing about probability is it's not always going to pay you. It pays you most of the time, but not always. I'm supposed to get paid right now, everyone. I'm supposed to make 400 in front of you. You're all supposed to say, wow, this guy's great. Then you're supposed to go over to cryptolifer.com and join my trading group, and everything's supposed to work out absolutely perfectly. That's what's supposed to happen right now. I've studied the math. The math is supposed to get me paid, but we'll see. Nothing is guaranteed in trading. All right, you might call me a loser, and it falls off, and then everyone's like, oh, this guy's, you know what I mean? It's crazy. Everyone's watching me. A lot of people watch me for the first time every single day. There's pressure there. Every single day, you have thousands of people meeting you for the first time, and they're judging you. And they're going to say, hey, and they're judging your skill. They're judging your representation, your presentation, your voice, your look. It's all there, right? So here we go. I'm long. Let's see what happens. I've backtested this for years. It's supposed to play out, especially on a Wednesday morning, but it is heavily volatile. But we just got the volatility. We got the bullish jobs opening. You'd expect this to follow the NASDAQ. We're on a very small time frame. So if we get a bigger pump on the 1 hour, the 4 hour, this is the beginning of the move. And I backtested how moves begin. They move when you cross the 200 moving average on the 1 minute. They tend to follow through further on into the other time frames. I've seen it many times. I'm not saying it's guaranteed to happen. So we made a live trade right now in front of you. 129 for 465. It's not a huge deal. I'm not trying to say, but hey, if this hits and I can do it 4 or 5 times a day, 10 times a day is 4,600. 5 times a day is 23. So it's like, this is how I make a living, banging on it little by little, and for years, man, I traded for years. You have no idea how many different markets I've experimented with. And honestly, Bitcoin was the biggest winner of my life. I DCA'd into Bitcoin. I found it between $300 and $1,000, started researching it. I was earlier than most. I found Ethereum at $89. Actually found it at $9. I didn't buy it, watched it go to 89, and then kicked myself because I didn't 10x it. Like I should have 10x'd Ethereum. I had the insight. Someone told me about it. I knew about it. He said he was one of the coders, the head coders on it. He said, you should buy some of these coins. They're going to be big one day. And this is when they were $9 a coin. He showed me on the streets of New York City. So I was blessed to have changed my life a long time ago with cryptocurrency. And now I get to dedicate myself to the stream, dedicate myself to teaching trading, and dedicate myself to just, adding to the wins. I want to see if we can just make more money as we continue to grow inside the space. That's all. And if you want to jump on in at cryptolifer.com, I do sell a beautiful education every single month. That'll blow your mind. All right. It's better. I believe it's better than Harvard or Yale. People, they sell their education. I believe mine's better. It's more actionable. You can take advantage of it immediately. It's not like a philosophical degree. You know what I mean? It's real math. You can start backtesting and using the stuff that I've put together for years on end. Like you can start using it the first 2-3 days you meet me. And you can become actionable with the information. The 21, the 200, you can start seeing this. You can demo trade this. Great demo trading right here. Go to demo trading on Weeks. Sign up to Weeks today. We have a link right here. We make it very simple. It's the top pinned comment. Hit that, sign up to Weeks, and then demo trade with me. You could open up this demo trade as just a demo trade. I am not demo trading. These are real funds. This is my real money. Okay, this is real money I have earned. I'm putting back into the market. I do not demo trade in front. I just want to make that very clear. Never have and never will. I think I did a demo trade a couple of times, but I was like, this is a demo trade. You know what I mean? It was like 3 years ago or something. But so here we go. Can we make this higher move back to the upside? And that was just to show people basically a tutorial on it. You know what I mean? Which makes sense, like how to use the tools. So we want to see this move. I don't know. It's been such volatility. I wouldn't be surprised we dip on down, they rip me off, and then they pump. It's just been one of those days. Like every time I've traded, I've been like, oh man. So if you're getting chopped up, if you're losing a lot the last 24 to 48 hours, it's okay. It's chop. Expect that. You're just one of many. It's low volume, crazy spike. I said it to my team before we even saw this crazy move. Again, it did follow the direction. We crossed the 1 minute 200. The 5 minute had crossed the 200 moving average, but it was too fast to nail. Now there's a possible chance the 5 minute starts to make a flag. This would be cool. If the 5 minute flags out above the 200, now you got a better idea for a bit of a scalp further to the upside. So what I do is I find my signal on the 1, I take it. Sometimes one's pumping so hard by the time I see the signal, I know I can't take it. Like I get home, maybe I just walk in the door, this thing's flying, it's already pumping. So what I do is I switch to the 3 minute or the 5 minute, depending, and I look for the same signal. You see, and I just, and I wait for the one. Sometimes I wait for the 1 minute to reset. Sometimes I don't. I just look for the same signal on the 5 minute time frame. So basically here would be a sideways price action flag with the 21 curving up. The 21 here will cross the 50 moving, like the 50, the 20, the white will cross the red. That will tell you that we have some type of more momentumous move. Price action will pull this. And tight moving averages, usually a great place to be getting in. When they're this close and tight, something happens. Every time the moving averages get very tight, a move comes. It's like Bollinger Bands. And it was funny, we've been talking about the Bollinger Bands a lot the last couple days. So shout out to everyone here who here loves their life, is super happy to be on the live stream, and just knows that today is full of opportunity. Put a 333 if you love your life. You're super happy to be here, and you know today is full of opportunity. You can, you will. You are the best. You've got this, baby. All right? So far, so good. Looks like this can really kind of go our way. We'll see. 1 minute is struggling a little bit, but we are getting tighter and tighter in the frame. Let's do what's called a top-down analysis. If you're new, I'm going to give you the best analysis in all of YouTube right now on BTC. All right? Remember that silver call we did give you, and silver just absolutely ripping. All-time high again at 59 for silver. And remember, high-ho silver away. And it looks like silver is just going to continue to plow further to the upside. I wanted even a more concise, but had I looked at it, I would have definitely changed the trajectory. We just hadn't seen it since it initially pumped there. Let me look at it on the bigger time frame just for a split second. Wow, silver strong on the daily. And, it was manipulated for years. It really was. And remember, we gave you the silver trade. And if you remember, we gave you the silver entry right there. And it's been pumping ever since we talked about it silver just doing absolute damage. Unbelievable. Is gold ripping too? Honey, we still got the Tesla call here, right? Oh man, log me out. I'll log in a second and get that cooking. And sign up to thecryptolifer.com. It came up, so we might as well plug it. $270 for the quarter, $999 for the year. And so many people jumping in for the year. I appreciate that. That shows that we've been around for a long time. People know that the year is worth it. Silver looks like it's headed to $68 an ounce. And we've been calling this ever since that consolidation. It just takes time, folks. Nothing happens overnight. Might as well go over gold as silver is doing its thing. I like gold right now. It's tight inside the channel. I'm in a long for gold. I'm going like 5,000 for 15 or 20,000. We go up here, I'm going to make 20K. They stop me out down there, I lose 5K. And I've been in the gold trade for a long time. I think it's only up like 200-300 at one point. It's not huge just yet. It's a lower risk long-term trade. But if it plays out, my goodness, it'll make some munaka. All right. Bang. I got to do one of those pick the shapes. We use the education we received from Sam and Master Friend to make gains, up, trend, or down. Join the 99, take their classes, get the education you deserve at cryptolifer.com. Unbelievable. A 2, and a 3 over here. All right. But I love BTCC because on BTCC, you could be trading Bitcoin. You could make massive gains on Bitcoin. And then you can also make gains on gold and silver or Tesla or anything in the game. You know what I mean? Like right now, I get the Tesla trade up, but the Tesla trade is still up. Not up huge, but it's still up. Where are you? TSLA? Yeah. And we made a call for Tesla. Would have been a great options call for Tesla at like 409. Right now, again, this is a longer term trade. I'm going 1,600 for $5,000. Like it could take forever, right? I'm not like I'm just. And again, if we start getting up here and we get tight, we break out. I'm going to add to the trade here, and I'd like to kind of continue to add to in this whole area. I'd like to add. So I'm just slowly jumping in. This is how I start a position. Let it kind of marinate. Begin to gain an entry. Feel the entry out, and then continue to do your thing. Do the thing, I mean, if you can't find midnight, funny, someone told us about flying ketamine horse. That thing just continued to move. It is now in a bit of a flag. It's interesting. I don't own any. I don't care what happens, but hey, it could be the meme of memes. It's interesting, right? I can't stand memes now. I kind of have a hatred for them because I'm like, so many people, they're just, for me, I don't have a hatred for anything. I love life. But they're so facetious. Like the game makes it think that everyone's going to get rich, but only so few do, and it kind of chews up the market. I'm not a fan of what it did, how it moved liquidity, how no utility coins really got any access. It wasn't amazing. All right. I'm not a fan. So a huge pump for Bitcoin. I look smart so far. It did what it was supposed to do, but this is all we might get. Like tonight, we might just get this. You hit resistance, and that might be all. Let's see. Can I become smart? Are they going to just stop hunt me with a double top? See, now you have to see trading was this constant thing that I always had to watch. See, I used to think I was all set. You're never all set. You're always on watch. That's the thing about trading. I'm waiting to get this stop loss to break even as soon as humanly possible so they can't take my money. I want to see the 5-minute and move the stop loss to the 5-minute 200 moving. Oh, no, yeah, look how far we are from the 21. That tells me to be careful. Seems somewhat unsustainable. And it's likely a double top when you get that far from the 21 moving average on the 5-minute time frame. See, it's been heavily volatile today. It's just been, I'm just using $600 to make $400. That's all I'm attempting to do. And see, you think it's a small trade. Look, I'm going 100 for 400, 165 for 480 or something like that. And I'm only using $600 to do it. You see? And look, I've already made 10%. That's amazing. To make $56 off $600. A lot of people are using big money, $1 million to make that 8% or whatever they're doing, I'm just showing you, like, even though it seems like such a small trade, it's actually quite genius. Like, there's actually a lot of years of knowledge that goes into my trades. You can see it. Like, the risk is low, yet you can make $400 in an hour. You know what I mean? Like there's also some really cool things about it. And we're also using a model that I've back tested over years, and a risk ratio that I've used over years. So not only am I using a technical analysis model, but I'm also using a risk management model. You see what I'm saying? So like all the things are coming into play. Like, and I don't have to think when I do this. I know exactly what I'm doing and why. It's already been programmed in my mind. Therefore, if there's a moment in time to snatch on the 1 minute, I'm able to do it within, under a minute, probably under 30 seconds, I can execute a trade with proper risk management. But it's got to be done properly. That's why I love about having a system too. Sometimes I'll go to get in the trade, but I can't do it in time. I can't find the risk. I can't find the stop loss. It doesn't work out. And what happens there, I have to abandon the move because I know I didn't enter it in proper risk. See, this is a beautiful ascending triangle now. Like, this is one of my favorite patterns when you start cooking. It is a 50-50. Anything could happen. That's technically an entry right now with a stop below the 200 and even a possible bigger move. Like, now this ups the ante. We could be getting to 92.6. And I may push this. I might as well push it up a little bit. I move my stop loss into position. It's very rare I take profit. My stop loss just moves into profit. I do it. You'll see me do it. If we get this huge spike in the next 10 minutes to an hour. So feel the fun, feel the excitement of the live trade right now. Money on the line. Anything can happen. We could win or lose right now in front of you live. I could pay the piper and everyone will laugh at me, or I can win and be the victorious trader that everyone wants to be. Now, if you win and become the notorious trader everyone wants to be, you have to remember that you had to get there risking the fact that you could lose. Everyone wants to be the man, but no one wants to be the loser. You can't be the man without risking the loss. The F1 racer that gets to hold that trophy, he could have slammed into the wall. You see what I mean? Like, there was no guarantee he was going to lift that trophy. And so everyone that gets rewarded for risk, man, you go for it. Every single day I'm out here taking risks. It's not easy. I'll tell you that right now. But you get through it psychologically, you push through it, eventually you find your way. Eventually, hey, if it is your business, then it's what you got to do, right? So God gives you positions in life. You say thank you for them if they're beautiful opportunities. And I think everything is a beautiful opportunity. Even if at the time you can't see it, you might have a horrible boss and a horrible job. You look back on that years from now and be like, man, I love that horrible boss and horrible job. Because even if at the time you hated it, it was the worst time in your life. You'll think back when you made it and say, man, because at least you had some grit in life. Like, what do you want to win every time? Have no story? Be a trust fund baby that got fed the whole... No one likes that story. They like the story of the guy that came from the dirt, man, that grinded from his hands, that made it from nothing, right? That took his energy and found a way to win and amassed a fortune with his mind. That is a story. That's my story. That's your story. That's all our stories. We're going to amass a fortune with our minds. We're going to get an education. The education is going to change the way we view the world and ourselves. And we're going to be able to use that knowledge to propel ourselves into greatness and help others. That's the key here on this channel. That's what we're doing. That's the metamorphosis that should be taking place if you're watching me. Let's get back to the top-down analysis. Gold looks interesting. We covered silver and gold. Silver and gold. Never give up. Remember, I'm going to repeat this like I repeated yesterday. Two things I'm going to say One thing I used to say on the channel more than I don't, but I should repeat more often. And another thing, the first thing, I've lost more than most of probably everyone here on this entire. I don't think anyone here has lost more than me. I really don't. I beg to put you up against my losses. Seriously, I don't think anyone here on my channel right now has lost more than me in the last 20 years put together. I got so many losses you wouldn't believe. But I didn't stop. I didn't, sometimes I did sit on them. Sometimes I did dwell on them. And you know what? Years passed where I struggled. Then there was years where I pushed myself not to sit on the loss, not to think like that, to get myself on another level, to push myself, to get my thoughts, to project my future. And man, I couldn't tell you, man. I didn't even know what a loss was. They were just learning experiences, and I began to win. You see? And things began to go my way, just like this trade so far at 91,200. So you've got to keep pushing. You've got to keep pushing. If Bitcoin pumps, everything pumps. Understand that? Zcash will pump because Bitcoin's giving it the go-ahead. If Bitcoin was taking a massive dump today. So Jolt's job opening comes in bullish. Okay, let's go back into the monthly chart. So what a top-down analysis is looking at every single inference from big time frames to small, and it gives you your brain an ability to kind of put all that information together. The first time you do it, it's overwhelming. The third time you do it, it's overwhelming. The first month you do it, it gets overwhelming. But after 3 months of doing top-down analysis, it takes about 90 days. Your brain's able to hold the 4 hour through you're able to start to collect more data. You actually change your neuroplasticity. Top-down analysis is going to change your mind because you're going to have to be able to hold the 1 hour through the 4 hour to the daily to the 12 hour end. Now I go through and I have my specific time frames that I know to watch now. And I can't explain why, but I just do what I do. Look at Bitcoin doing damage to the upside. If you took the trade, you were in the gain with the lifer. I can't explain how we do this. We move the stop to break even. We cannot lose money on the trade. We could break even. We could round trip it now. Let's pay for some fees. Let's at least bring it back inside the pattern. We've got the fees covered. We're break even now. Maybe probably a little bit in profit there now. And there it is, man. I look smart. The 21 hit the 200. We got the pump to the upside. It may not be lackluster. We might not get all the way up to the upside here. They might just come get me and stop me out for $60. It's happened. That's okay. I'll take 100 of those. And then I'll take the 5 that pump all the way up. And then you know what? That's still a green portfolio. You get what I'm saying? People get so stressed out. I just don't care about, I just not losing. Right now, this trade cannot lose. That's better than 90% of people in the world right now. 95% of traders, they're going to lose money. This trade's better than all those trades. Even if I round trip this thing and it goes back and forth, I still did better than most because I'm using proper risk management, right? I'm staying inside the pocket. Everyone gets pissed. They say, oh, there's that guy. He has tons of money. He does small trades. He's a They love to talk ish on me. They love it. The haters love it. But they can't push green candles every single day like this. Like they show up again and like, damn, the guy's got another green trade. How does he do it? I mean, he's got to have something going on. How does he constantly hit green? And again, I lose on this channel. I've lost. There was a streak, I think I remember 2 months ago, I felt like there was 4 or 5 days straight I couldn't win. And I remember looking at the chat and people were like, this guy sucks. And like I went to bed that night feeling like a loser, man. I'll be honest with you. I've had some struggles. Like this is like batting practice. This is like being a quarterback, a hockey goalie, or a batter. Like everyone's gonna watch me strike out or hit a home run, almost every day on this channel. You know, I like that 222. I don't like the market right now. I think it's sketchy business. I'd be surprised to make my money on this. But so far, so good. It is the model. The model says it will play out no matter what. But I just know that's just not the case, right? We were just at 635. They're playing with us. We're on the 1 minute time frame, by the way. I'm using small time frames to scalp. I am a 1 minute time frame scalper. Apparently, I don't know how that happened to me, but I was this long-term guy, and we're going to get back into the top-down analysis. I just got to watch this trade just like you do. Sam knows Satoshi. I might be Satoshi. Shout out to everybody here. I might be Satoshi's twin brother. You never know. We would never tell you if we were. Who was it, what, when, who, Trading trains every aspect of your mind. That's why it's so rewarding. I love that you said that. I flew a kite last night, still flying. You're funny. Kite ripping, huh? So look, there's definitely something going on here. Let's take a look. There's a bit of a short squeeze pumping for Bitcoin. 91,008. The call coming through. 280 on the trade. 44%. Massive pump there. Those pumps are when I decide I'm going to start getting close to getting out. Because that's unsustainable. That a move like that, I'm out on that one. Oh, all right. I'm going to be taking my 300. And look, we made 300 in what? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes? $300 in 8 minutes? I think I was in a little earlier. Fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, maybe 15 minutes. And I sell early. I wouldn't be surprised if this thing just continues to rip. But I like to sell into green candles. I don't like to wait. And also, whenever I see a massive spike like that, I get a little sketched out. I have to be honest. Like, that tells me there's likely we might go right. Whenever I see a massive pump that hard, we could come back down just as hard. My mind reminds me of this. Samborghini Toshi. 91,009. Bitcoin coming back on that threshold of 92K. And again, if we can do that 5 times a day, that's $1,500. You see what I'm saying? It's just about, I just want to win more than I lose, everyone. I'm not trying to be a big shot. I'm not trying to show you that I make millions of dollars. It's not about that. I want to show you how to be consistent as a trader. To me, that's the most important thing. Because it all starts small, and then if you can start small, you can build and you can become a bigger trader. But if you can't start, if you get wrecked at 5,000, you'll never make it to $1 billion or $1 million. I want to teach traders this realm of trading because this is where everyone's coming, right? No one comes here with thousands and hundreds of grand. They come here with, what they've saved from their job, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. Money's tight right now for middle class families. This isn't easy. So I want to show you how to trade with small. Look, we just made $300 off of $600. I made $350 a day after, and that was when I had worked my way up for years, and I was working for, a pretty good company. And maybe 400 after it all, but dang, man, I just made about 90% of that. And I did it in 15 minutes using my knowledge. Now, again, there was also a risk there. We could have lost it. I get it. It doesn't always go up. But if we stay consistent, we can continue to push. All right? And we have to be disciplined. That was a beautiful move. And again, you're supposed to get the measured move, which is the length of the base of the triangle. In crypto, I like to go hard, and I like to take basically everything. It's a pretty big measured move there. Really, that's the measured move, right? Yeah, about the same. So, learned so much gold from you, sir, and the group. Can't wait to be able to keep using. Again, don't worry, man. You'll be there. Congrats, Sambo. Thank you. I don't know. Oh, on the trade? Yeah. Thank you. So, let's do our top 10 analysis. There could be more trades coming our way now. Let's kind of zoom out. Now I like to clean up. And now I know that the 5 minutes above the 200. I expect almost, because this looks like a surreal pump, I almost expect more pump. I expect this to kind of rip to 92.5 now. That's what my vibe is. You're like, why wouldn't you stay in the trade, Sam? Because I like to sell green and solidify. But I expect this to kind of pump, but then it's going to get too far for the 21. Then there's going to be my model again on the 5 minute time frame in an hour and a half, something like that. Yeah. I don't respect anyone who's not in these trading streets, voicing criticism or opinion, because if they were, they wouldn't judge, knowing any given Sunday. It could be them holding that L. Amen. I just made a trade just when news hit, up 1.8K. Now I enter slightly earlier than you and take profit for 700. Love you, Sammy. I love you too, man. God bless you. Who made gains with the lifer just now? Who's still in gains? Look, 92,100. Bitcoin absolutely going crazy. And honestly, just buy when my stream opens up. Isn't that crazy? But who made gains? Put a 333 in the comment section if you made real gains with the lifer. This is the channel people actually make gains on the live stream. Like, we don't talk about it. We don't sell what can happen. Like, join our trading group and look what we'll do for you. We do it now. We do it right here. We sell the group right now in front of you. We do this Saturday night, Sunday night. I can't go live 24 hours a day. There's trading going on 10, 50. There's trading going on 24 hours a day in my group. This stream became a routine. Wouldn't miss it. Shout out to Vetty Goat. God bless you, Vetty. Hey, man, once you're locked in, you're locked in. Who doesn't want to learn how to make gains every day? I'll take 300 a day. I'll take 300 in 20 minutes every day of the week. You pay me $300 for 20 minutes of my time, I will take that every day. I get $500 an hour, $300 an hour, right? When I do like one-on-one tutoring, I just made $300 in 20 minutes. I beat that. High-end lawyers make $500 an hour. I beat that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it took me years and years. It took years and years to gain the knowledge, and now I got to execute it live. Sad thing is I could be talking about a loss right now, and I could say, hey, it is what it is. I got hit off. That's okay. I understand that. That was the risk I took when I took the trade. But I got momentum, and I've got probability on my side. And I know when we cross the 200 moving average, we have momentum. And I know when we touch the 21, we have an entry. And I know that there's a 90% chance that's going to go my way if we get enough volume. Just got to get that volume. And today we got the volume. You know, you have enough speculators watching it, and they're saying, damn, the jobs data was good, money's flowing in. However, do you want to pump the day before FOMC? Usually not. Usually that's not going to be the look, right? Because why? Well, we could struggle. We could struggle. So now, look, you don't FOMO. See, a lot of people now, they can't handle it. They're going to watch a green candle on the 1 hour time frame, and they're just going to jump on it. But look how far the 1 hour is from the 21. That's unsustainable. Every time the 21 gets that far from the 21, we usually get a massive dump. I like the 2 hour and how it held the 200 moving average. That was important. We're going to talk about that in a second. So for me, I don't move now. Two things are going to occur. We're either going to dump all the way back down. Three things. I guess four things are going to occur. We're going to pump massively to the upside. Very unlikely away from the 21. That happens like 1% of the time. So there's a 95% chance we don't continue to pump right now based off my strategy. Like I know when we locally will halt. I know when we were about to make a move, and I can tell you how price action's going to act in a, like, like this channel will blow your mind. Like I don't know anyone who's more scientifically insane or more detailedly orientated. Like I am a nut bar. I'm psychotic when it comes to this stuff. Like you don't even want to mess with them. Every day it's like 8 a.m. You know what I mean? I prayed, then I prayed again. I had a moment, then it came and went. I don't even know. So anyway, every morning it's like 8 a.m. You know what I mean? You don't want to play with him. So four things. We're going to pump. We're going to go sideways. We're going to come down, or we're going to dump drastically back down. You know, because it's volatile FOMC, I wouldn't be surprised if we dump all the way back down, make a right shoulder, and end up down here in a few hours. But my system tells me to watch and wait now. We could make this flag and touch the 21. That could be a beautiful kind of like, it's almost like a half a cup of handle there. Not really perfect though. We had too much of a move. I would love a sideways flag. And look, you can hold, what you can do is you make sure you're on the plus sign, you hold shift down and you go sideways, and it's going to give you, so in an hour and 15 minutes, somewhere between 45 minutes and an hour. If I walk away, I said what I do is I walk away, set an alert. If I come back in a half an hour to 40 minutes and we're filling out this sideways or the 21's coming up, then I know I have a bit of a trade on my hands on the 5-minute time frame. See, what the reason why most people won't be able to execute the trade like I just talked about is because they won't take the patience. They won't have patience. They're going to watch 100 other time frames. They're not going to know how to zero in on the 5. They won't do a top-down analysis, because once you do a top-down analysis, you can zero in on the 5-minute time frame because your mind's not racing anymore. You've solved the puzzle pieces. Now, if you don't do a top-down and you look at the 5, you're going to be looking at the 5. Well, but what if the daily? You're going to be bouncing all around. So you got to do your top-down analysis first. What that does is it quells the walls of inquisitiveness in your brain. You start to understand where you're at. You're like, okay. You don't think about everything every 5 seconds. You start to go, okay, look at this thing starting to moon. Again, it could just moon. Unlikely, but look, now it is. Look at it just booming. And that's when I need like the 1 minute. Yeah, 1 minute made a little flag there. This is still unsustainable price action. I love it. 92.3. Let's take it up to the upside, baby, to the upside. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't mind these wins. Look, I got a trade cooking right now up $4,000. I don't want to be rude. See, I don't always want to show these big wins because I don't want to be rude to people that don't have the money. You know, but this trade's up $4,000. But this is a long-term trade. It's a $128,000 trade. I'm going for way longer wins here, right? And you can trade that on Max C, everyone. Jump on Max C. The lowest fees in the game. That's where I like to trade my biggest trades. Jump on it today at $4,000. Unbelievable. And you'd be like, well, take that, right? Well, I bet that trade is, that's a swing trade. Then I'm looking for bigger gains. And I'm going to show you why on the bigger time frame. So this thing is just absolutely mooning. It's taking names and kicking butt. So it's doing the 1% thing that you've never, it's very rare you do this. The 1 minute is getting very far away from the 21. That is not always the best sign. However, if this 4 hour crosses that 200 moving average, I'm telling you right now, we were going to go on a massive pump. Like, we might just say sayonara, senorita. But look at that. I mean, the symmetrical triangle broke to the upside. We did have a higher low. Why was I long? Why am I up $4,600 now? How am I up $4,600? All right, right there. You can see the position up there. Oh, sorry. I got to bring it even lower. $4,500. You see that position? How am I up that much? All right. Why? I'm going to teach you why. I'm going to explain why. Instead of flashing money in your face, I'm going to explain how I do it. Because I can make $5,000 a day, I can make, or in a week, it depends on how the charts go. I can make 50 grand. If this trade goes my way, I'm going to make 50, 60 grand. It's going to, if we go to, 115, I just want to see 115,000 Bitcoin. And I'll make a beautiful rack, beautiful 50 racks there. So maybe even more. I haven't calculated exactly, but 94,500. I see it on the chart. I'd have to look at it. So, but what I do know is entry at 89. We're at 92, right? So 3,000 is a 45 to me. So every 3,000, I make 4,500. So we do the math. If Bitcoin can go up to 115, that's another like 6 3,000s, right about. Am I correct there? Yeah, maybe even a little more. And 6 times 45, 24, and then the 5 is another 3. It's like 30 grand. All right, if we get to 112, So beautiful move for Bitcoin, man. It's absolutely taking names and kicking butt. I'm up huge in this trade that I've been holding for so long. It's just taking forever. But that's what it takes. And it's funny, look how had I held my signal from the beginning. It's the only thing, dude. I do sell early sometimes, but look at the signal that I gave you. Had some of you just held this trade, remember, I got out a little early. I didn't know we were going to pump like that. It was a little unsustainable of a move. Like, there's no guarantee. I mean, I got out somewhere, I think I got out right there, right? Wow, I would have made way more money. You see that? Do I sit here and dwell on the fact that I could have made more money? No, that does nothing for my day. That actually is low frequency behavior, because what it means is it's FOMO. When I sit and say, damn, I sold there, it means what? You don't think you can make another trade? You got this other trade open, big money, Sam. What are you stressed? You know what I mean? So I'm like, oh yeah, you're right. So it's like, oh, I'm going to stress. And again, how much more would I make? Maybe $700, $800. I'm going to stress $800 for what? Yeah, I could sit here. Yeah, a little bit. There is a little piece of me that says, dang, man, it would have been nice to make more money in front of everyone. There's also the ego that wants to let everyone know, look at me and my money. I made more money. But like, I'm not here for that, right? I'm here to be a humble dude. I'm here to be the crypto lifer. I'm here to be the brand that we created here from the start, right? 3 white soldiers on the 15-minute time frame. That's strong. I just, I'm telling you right now, when you get this far from the 21-day moving average, that is a massive candle. A massive candle. And before FOMC, this has me a little stressed. I almost want to sell my other trade and take $5,000 off the table. Call it a day. But man, that's amazing, right? That thing is soaring. 92.7 now. Like, this is insanity. And it's hard to be patient. A lot of people, it's funny, a lot of people did jump in on a green candle and they actually got paid for just buying a green candle today. Which is not the best sign, right? Because that means someone can get paid for really just bad habitry, right? Well, I never said that, bad habitry, but it sounds cool. Like cabinetry, bad habitry. I feel like this has to come back down. That 1 hour is just, whoa. Wow, let's do our top-down analysis. I mean, we have to wait for the daily candle to close now, but the first thing is the monthly is making a tweezer bottom. And as I said before, this is a hidden bullish divergence. This has everyone, the whole world, whenever hidden bullish divergence shows up, I've been through so many markets, everyone, and I'm a nerd who sits in the charts. So while all the masses talk and sit there, I'm alone in my own little analytical world being a weirdo. I'm serious. I'm a nerd. I spent years in my basement in Boston, like on cold winter nights where you don't even want to go outside. It's like, it feels like -7 and you can hear the wind. And I'm just, and my wife, we only had one kid. or 2 kids. One was really small, like playing with a friend, and maybe my wife was breastfeeding. I can't do much. The kids are getting taken care of. I'm alone. They go to bed early. They go to bed at 8 or 9 o'clock at night. I'm at 10 to 1 in the morning, and all night. And then I'm up at 6 in the morning, and I'm just in the charts, everyone. And I dedicated thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of hours till I could see things the masses couldn't. And I started making moves. Like I buy piles of Bitcoin here. I bought that whole Bitcoin at 84,000. I bought that Bitcoin at 19K in front of the world. I bought Bitcoin at 25, 30K. I bought Bitcoin at 17. I called the bottom there at 15 for the world. I called that dang bottom. I went on multiple streams all around, put my entire life and reputation on the line, and said, if this ain't the bottom, then my TA doesn't work. I used to say that to people because it was a bullish divergence on the weekly, and it happens once every 7 years. It was a probability anomaly. It was something that never happens. It's very rare, and it showed up once every 7 years. If you don't take a once every 7 year call on $1 trillion asset, then what are you doing? So I knew I had something. I knew the math was teaching me. It was whispering to me that you were right. It's like, I now know when like a scientist is working and he goes on the right track, it's almost like a spirit is whispering to him. I can't explain it. And the math starts telling him he's got it. And he gets this adrenaline. And he starts working. And he starts like, it's with chemistry too. One chemical, boom, boom, boom. Next thing you know, the reaction. Oh my gosh, I can use this to do that. Mind blown, right? I can see how it happens when you start playing with the mental digits of the mind. And, technical analysis really brings us into that deep world. It's amazing what it does. Like, I'm fascinated by this world of TA. Like, it excites me beyond belief. It gets me going on another realm. It gets me pushing like I never would believe. It gets me very, very excited. So I need to calm down, right? But I love the math because the math has put me on a trajectory where the masses can't fall and the masses get wrecked. They don't understand. I almost slipped up and said something, but they JW themselves. So swing up to swing up, swing down to swing down, okay? And that is hidden bullish divergence. That comes with a Fibonacci, usually of a 618 Fibonacci, and you're like tapping on that 6.65. You're right above the 786. It's a known Fibonacci retracement area. It's a known area to accumulate for bulls, especially on a monthly time frame. It just tells me there could be a massive move for Bitcoin. I told you that buying the 2-week chart down here just the other day when it was about to close and when it closed, I said this is a good look. I said I like the strategy with a stop below the wick on the 2-week. I said this because it's your first tweezer bottom on a strong 2-week chart. And then we back tested it for you. And we said, let's look at all the tweezer bottom right there. At least we did get a massive pump. Like had you bought there and you got in on that wick before that dip, usually it does pump before it dumps. Maybe it dipped before, we don't know for sure. We would have to watch the tape on that one. But this one was beautiful. You would have had a front run this one. It got pretty big, but had you just bought once it happened and put the stop there, at least you would have got that pump. This one was beautiful. You get in, and I just use one of the 2 wicks. I don't use the deepest wick. I use whatever wick's convenient, like that wick there. That was a beautiful move. So the second the 2-week candle closed, you just open up a trade nonchalantly. Put like 1,000 for 5,000 and be like, okay. Wait 2, 4, 6 weeks. See, the problem is no one wants to wait 6, 8 weeks to make 5, 10 grand. But when you start just opening up your timeline, things make sense. So this is bullish now on the 2-week chart. We've been looking for this. We keep watching this. That's why I keep talking about the 2-week. Oversold in the stochastics. Whenever the 2-week chart gets low on the stochastics and the fear and greed index gets near a 10, I buy Bitcoin. I almost buy whole Bitcoins. Like I am in my mind's like buy a whole Bitcoin, but I did very well. We accumulated a lot of BTC in the $85,000 to $97,000 region. Actually, from the $74,000 to $97,000 region, I accumulated a good amount of BTC. I did a very good job for my future. So we'll see what happens. You know what I mean? We'll see what happens. Extreme fear at 22. Let's move on to the weekly now. The weekly showing a strong candle after last night looking dismal. Dipped, ripped. And that's what you want. You want to dump at the beginning of the week so you could pump throughout the week. Fed meeting comes. They talk dovish. We rip all the way back. We are at 108,000. Possibly in 3 weeks from now. You know what I mean? 3 weeks from now, December 15th, December 21st, We're back at 108,000. It's a Christmas present for all of us. The bulls are absolutely demolished and wrecked. They don't know what's happening. I'll still tell you that it could be the right shoulder of the monthly and that we cannot sit back. Let me show you what I mean. See this shoulder, head, and then I'll draw it, but I just didn't want to draw over my other, but that's a right shoulder there. That could be. So we might get a beautiful bump. We might get resistance. If we do not close a monthly candle above 116, we're going to be in trouble. That means we're going to either a double top or a right shoulder. We must close a monthly candle above these two tweezer tops at 115.7. So the second you see a monthly close at 116.5, we're going all-time highs. I mean, that will be actually the highest monthly close in the history of Bitcoin. Remember, we went to highs of 126, but the monthly candle, the highest it ever went, was this candle here in July of 2025, right? These candles went higher on the wicks, but the highest close ever in the history on the monthly was 115.764. So we need to close above that level. I'm going to be eyeing that when we get it. So I already know what to do when we get up there. We'll take care of that. We don't need to stress that right now, but we can compartmentalize it and have it ready for when we do get there. That's the key of trading. The trading isn't, having every answer right. It's about analyzing, creating the answers, having them waiting for when you get to that area. The best traders, they look for the 618 before it happens. They already have the fibs drawn. They're waiting for the fib to come down. You see? Wow, Bitcoin absolutely ripping. We're now at $5,000 on the trade. Are you kidding me? We are up $5,155.30 on a $15,000 trade, a $129,000 position for BTC. Sign up to Mexi today. Stop wasting your time. The least amount of fees in the game, baby. Or weeks. I love weeks too as well. Great customer service. The top link there. And demo trade, please. I make it look easier than it is. It is not easy at all. Nothing is easy. My father said, if anyone tells you it's easy, get away from them. That was my dad's line. He must have told it to me 1,000 times or more in my life. If anyone tells you it's easy, get away from them. Nothing's easy, he used to tell me. Nothing. And stop thinking it is. Get it out of your mind. Easy is for the weak. You want it to be hard is basically what my dad was telling me. Get hard or get out is really what my dad was saying. These are the days of our lives. You can, you will, you are the best. You've got this. You can do this. So the weekly, looking absolutely beautiful. And we talked about that 2 week long, and I gave that on the stream a couple times. I don't know how most people probably didn't take it. They're very unfamiliar with the 2 week. I wouldn't expect them to just jump on in. Cool thing about this candle now is it defies this bear flag that we were talking about and now opens up for V-shaped recovery. And so the more you kept going sideways on that 5-day, the more you had to figure out that we weren't. But now you've got that inverted head and shoulder. Remember, once that happens and we come to this key area, everyone's going to start drawing this, and then the bears are going to freak out. That's going to take us to 154,000 by January 16th. I'm not saying that's guaranteed to happen, but you have to be open-minded. Just like I was open-minded, we could go to 50,000 and 30,000. You have to be open-minded. We could be at 154K. Dude, if they're going to cut the rates, money's going to fly in. Michael Saylor just bought more BTC. He bought more Bitcoin at 90,000. He showed the world he does not care. He buys in fear. I buy in fear as well. I'll probably regret not buying more. I probably should have bought more Bitcoin. This was looking like a bear flag up until this morning. You see? And that's why I used the 5-minute 200 moving average. The small time frame started this move. When Bitcoin crossed the 5-minute 200, that began the catalyst for this pump. Right there, you crossed the 5-minute 200. You've been on a fast move up ever since. We gave you these entries. I talk about how to find it because I backtested. I said, I saw the daily pump, the 4-hour pump, the 1-hour pump, the 15. Then I went to the 7, the 5, the 3, the 1, and I compartmentalized all the data. And I said, oh my God, all the pumps start on the 5-minute and the 1-minute when we crossed the 200 moving average. I said, then we crossed the 7-minute 200. Then we crossed the 10-minute 200. I said, then we crossed the 15-minute 200. You could throw the 12 in if you want. Then we crossed the 30-minute 200 if you're not already above it. Then the 45-minute gets crossed. Then you cross the 1 hour. You see how this works? Now you're going to go to the 4-hour. Now, usually when you hit the 4-hour, that's the end of the rally for now. When you tap the 4-hour 200 moving average, that's when things calm down. You know what I mean? That's when things usually settle and say enough is enough. If we cross this and go on a massive blast, it means there's just a massive injunction of liquidity and we are going on like, Now, the further we go, then we're going to have to consolidate. This 21 is getting too far from price action. 90% of the time, I'm going to sell that right there. If I'm in a swing trade with big money, I'm out right now on that 200 moving average. It's very rare we go further than that. It's very rare. I'm up 5,000. I may take the trade. I try to promise myself I would trade that 3-day and hold it forever. But it's so hard for me to trade big time frames. Every time I trade big time frames, the price action goes right back down. And I'm always like, damn, man, I should have just taken what I had. But my goal was to stay, I've watched this many times. The last time the 3-day crossed the 200 moving average, have I just stayed in? Right now I'm up $5,000. Had I just stayed in, look how much money I would have made. So much money. So the last time here, I'm right here. I'm in the pump. I'm up the $5,000. What if I can just maintain? It's going to be tough. It's like greedy not to sell. It's greedy to hold. But I'm looking at the bigger, $5,000. Just, I figured out how to make the $5,000, $6,000, $8,000, $9,000. I've never made these monster $50,000 trades because you got to hold them longer. To make big money, you got to put big money in longer time. Unless you want to get real risky on small time frames. And I'm just not, that's not me. I'm not there yet. And I don't know if I ever want to be there. That might just be too risky for my data set. Like, I don't want to be that risky, So right now, I know I'm at a standstill point. This thing could turn around and dump in my face, and I could never get the 5,000 either. Maybe I take it. What do you guys say? Do I take the 5,000 or do I leave the trade open for longer? Does Sammy take the 5K? Let's set up a poll. And again, I'm going to do whatever, my plan was to hold. Bigger gains on the 3-day. Do I take the 5K? I don't need it. It doesn't have to pay the rent, If I was broke and I needed 5K, different story. All right. Let's see what people say. I got a poll cooking. You guys tell me, keep trailing. Take your profits on this pump. Hold it. Pay the trader. Take it. Leave a runner. Double your position. Oh, man, you're crazy. Take 75% off. Take it. Don't be greedy. Pay the trader, Sammy. You're the man. Take 5K. Let's make BBQ. Looking sketchy right now. Take half. Grandmaster Friend says take half. That's what you would do, huh? Take half, leave half. Damn, up 5,075. Bitcoin continuing to stroke my ego. Dang it. Why do they got to do this to me? Take FAF. What's FAF? You're funny, man. Leave it, make history. Move your stop loss into break even. That's done already. We can't lose the trade now. The stop loss is at break even. All right. So we can't lose the trade. 89.5 was the entry. It's such a beautiful entry, man. 70% in the bank. Look at the fundamentals on this one. We going up, brother. Take the 5, Sammy. We can re-enter Bitcoin. We got the model. We do. I'm taking it. I'm taking it all. I'm showing you guys how to pay the trader. I'm taking it all. To me, it's unsustainable above the 21. I'm taking it all. I'm taking it all. I took it all. I made $4,900, man. I think that's the smartest thing I could have done, man. Stick with the plan. All right, so I took the plan. Now, what do you guys think? Should I have sold or not? You tell me. Watch that become one of the biggest trades of my life. I'm like, no. The 1 minute does look like it's going to continue to rip right now. I have to be honest. The 1 minute is so set, and then the Fed meeting's coming. The 3 days ripping. I have a really hard time holding these long-term trades. I really do, everyone. Like, look, it ripped the second I sold it. It ripped even more. It went to 93.50, man. Congrats, right? You took P in the buying horse, right? I would have added more, honestly. Oh, it is for sure, LOL. Yeah. Crypto would have been disappointed in you. You're funny. I'm taking 5K every day anyway, twice on a leap year. right? 1 out of 10 traders are successful. 9 out of 10s would took no profit. I love it. No guts, no glory. Take your chance. Wow, 423 now, continuing to rip. Now it could be, we could cross this 4 hour and just go on like one of the biggest, this could be one of the biggest green candles in history to 100K. It really, I know people don't believe me. You remember, I got the bot running right now though, so I'm still in a huge trade that I'm like begging to get out of. And I need, every time we get back above 90K, I'm like, and this is a giant trade. That's already got me very, I don't want to say stressed, so to speak, but there's a lot of money on the table. I guess it is like, it's there's concern on the market. And this thing got underwater. So the bot bought here, and here. So it started buying right there at a 1 at 11, then about there. Then it mitigated. It still has 2 mitigations left if it's needed. It's finally back in the green on that massive $113,000 buy there. And we get out when we get to 102.8, 102.7. So only time will tell. The key is to win. All right. All in on YouTube, rich already. Go for the 20K. All or nothing. You're rich already. Go for it. You're funny. This is a dead cat. Nothing bounced. The excitement is silly. Does Crypto Lifer have live alerts? So does Discord. Yes. I also give up when I show this trading will help me recover. Yeah. It won't show now until 200K. I know, right? I mean, look at 93.4. This thing is on a mission right now to absolutely blast. To me, unsustainable. Too far for the 21. Unless it's one of the biggest moves in history, which could be the 1% chance that I'm wrong, that my system has doubted me, And maybe we rip all the way to 95,000 today. Like right now, I mean, it looks like we're going to continue. The 1 minute looks very nice. Starting to make some bear div, though. Like, that's crazy. The 5 minute, I'm almost never seen that. Like, that's like a vertical move in the 5 minute. I think I'm blessed to just take a piece. But that was supposed to be my 3-day trade that went forever. I just can't. It's so hard for me to hold those. I have to find a chart, open it, and just never touch it. Right? Breaking 94K is 100. That is 100,000. You're funny. 94 has been a problem. You're right. Once we get above 194,000, we can rip. This thing is continuing to go, everyone. Oh, so half master friend told me. No. Isn't that crazy? You sell for $5,500 and then you're still sad because you want more. The greed of this, you make $5,000 a day and it's never enough. I tell you what, man, I pray to God that he saves me from the greed. Right now, I need to pray for my soul, man. Dear Lord. No, and this isn't a joke. Like, seriously, dear Lord, please, I don't want to become money hungry. Help me stay balanced. Help me go into nature. Help me wear old shorts and be happy. Just, teach me the ways. Help me never get overboard with all this nonsense. $5,000 can a day and all this craziness. Keep me humble. Bring me down to earth. Man, I don't want to, it's like, but, keep me humble, dear Lord. Amen. Thank you. And I get worried when I prayed for him. Like, dang, you might really smack me on the wrist, But man, I gotta stay humble. I remember days I dreamed of making $5,000 on a trade. I couldn't rub the profits together, man. 5K is what people make in 6 months in my country. So you made like 6 months pay of someone who works 160 hours a month. That's crazy. Amen, brother. Amen. You do so many good things with that money, like the children of Afghanistan. So in a way, the more you make, the more good you can spread. Amen. That's how I view it. If God works through you, then he will enrich you, because if he sees that you're doing his deeds, then doesn't he? Right? You got to enrich the people that are continuing to grow. Dang, man, that was maybe the trade of trades though. 95. Every time it goes up, it hurts. Yeah. There's got to be a flag at some point, somewhere, at some time. Stone cold entry too. I held for so long and they battled me. I was up and down. They almost got me out so many times in that position. That was a battle. It really was. It really, really was. We'll balance out at one point, and when we balance out, I'll re-enter with maybe using that as a stop. Yeah. Dude, it looks like we may get one of the biggest candles in history for Bitcoin. This may be the most definitive. The 4 hours crossing the 200, I've seen insane. Usually we hit it and we get a little rejection. I've seen insane moves from it. Like this is one of, look at these 2 green candles on the 1 minute. I mean, well, we had that right there. It's just similar. There was follow through from there, but eventually we did come back into, you know what I mean? So we can, the moment feels like it's never going to end. All right. Best teacher ever. Don't stress it. You're the best. You know, my whole thing is I'm here to teach. Why did you sell out, Sammy? What do you mean? Bitcoin could go to 108 or 116 and then dump for the real bear market. Yeah, maybe. Anything could happen. You said it yourself. Bitcoin don't got to do nothing. Amen. Master friend, I'm with you. You're right. Amen. Yeah. You do so. Thank you. God bless. So many people here on the stream today. Thank you for coming on in. Wow, 93,650. Just leave it alone. Don't look at it. You know, when you don't look at things, it's better off. You know, it's going to come back to 92.7 and then we re-enter. It's gonna, maybe. You never know. It definitely looks like the 21 this is unsustainable. Well, you know, I'm so happy for my bigger bags. You two told me I'm in the top 0.9 of your views, Sammy. Good. God bless. Thank you so much. God, cleanse my heart from greed. Remove the hunger for what does not serve my soul. Give me wisdom to recognize what is enough. Amen. God bless you all, lifers. Hit the lifer. Like this man. Deserve it. Thank you so much, brother. Shout out to Mr. Zodier. Suzudier. How far do you think we go now? I think that's unsustainable. I think we crash all the way back down to at least 92,100. Maybe even further down to 92,200. And I know I'm saying that because I sold, but dang, man, that's unsustainable. My whole thing is I was going to watch that $5,000 turn back to 2 and then sit there. I think I can get back in and make even more. So that trade's actually done that like a few times now, and I didn't sell it. Both times on this spike, I was in this trade. Both times on these spikes here, that one and that one. Had I sold, you know what I mean? I would have made nice gains. I would have been like, that was like $6-7 each time there. So I already went up almost damn 20 grand. So I've learned my lessons. I pay the trader. I think it's a good set. Making $5,000 publicly, I think is a good look. And so, yeah, I'm going to go with it. And I'm not going to have any regrets. I'm going to say, dear Lord, thank you for blessing me yet again with another amazing stream. 777s on the stream, everyone. As I talk about the win, concurrent viewers 1777. You don't think we're blessed? Come on now. Like, I can't make this stuff up with the 777s, but they follow the stream. Let's get the likes up to the watchers. I would greatly appreciate it, everyone. Let me check out those likes. 467, man. We had more likes the other day with 900 people watching on a Sunday night. Hey, it's okay, but I guess that was a vibrant group. Sometimes I'm watching and I'm so enthralled in a channel, I forget to hit the like button. It's actually happened to me. Someone I actually really like and want to support, I just forget the like button. It's happened many times. So hit that like button if you forgot. I know you did a mistake. You did a little boo-boo. It's okay. I'm such a stupid man. I figure like grown-ass man, 45 years old watching me. They're going to be like, I'm going to turn this thing off. They're going to throw their drink at the screen. Okay. I forgot what I was going to say. That's okay. Imagine if I did that. The stream would never go on. Shout out to all the beautiful people here on the live. Thank you for being here. And I appreciate your love and your constant viewership. So let's get back into reality here. So if we're still bullish and we cross the 4 hour and we want to go on a massive run, which we may. I've seen this happen. We got to make some type of flag now. It's just unreal that we'll just continue to pump. If we do, it'll be one of the greatest candles ever. And the thing is, institutions are all fiending to buy Bitcoin. They all wish they bought it. They're all on top of it. Modang was the worst buy ever, but I made bank on Saturday. I'm so happy that you got through on that. God bless. Can you chart Athena? What's your opinion on it? Thank you. Hope all is well. This is what I was talking about with the super chats. You can send in a super chat and you can kind of like, you know, steer the show in a frequency or an idea that you're going over, what you're talking about. This guy says, God bless you. My man, Big B Ruger. He says, God bless you. Can you chart Athena? What's your opinion? Thank you. Hope all is well. Wow, Bitcoin's still holding 91.5. Like, this is going to be the sell that I'll regret for the rest of my life, right? Now, I'm not going to regret anything. I'm going to be happy and just be poised and ready for more. What a blessed day it is to be alive. What a blessed day it is to be alive. Okay, Super Chat, Athena, CRV, and Chainlink. All right, let's take a look. God bless you, Athena. So we got CRV, Athena, and Chainlink. Let's take a look. Watching Bitcoin, it should, if it's bullish, it's going to flag out on this 15. I expect it to kind of come back down a little bit. Like, this is unsustainable. We haven't seen, this is like real bull run price action, though. We haven't seen this in months. Not like this. This is big. I just don't trust it. Pre-FOMC. Ah, man. Away from the 21. So. Yeah, no, I'm definitely going to rip in the, yeah, I'm going to have to go cool off. Yeah. You made 5K, bro. Chill out. You did good. Thank you. I have to be honest. That's how insane I am. I psychoanalyze a lot of things. And when you're on coffee, I think it's even worse. You know what I mean? Remember, someone told us about that unicorn, no, the flying ketamine horse. That thing is, it did damage. They did give it to us at 1.4. It did dip, but it's been on a rip ever since. Again, be careful, high risk. I can't stand these things, but dang, up 800% since December 3rd. So, never trust the bump. Hey, he did it. Never trust the bump. But man, I can't believe I survived this. And you know how, the only reason I made that $5,000 because I trusted the 3-day 200 moving average with my life. Like, I just kept saying, no. We're still bullish. We're still bullish, baby. And look, this thing's probably going to moon all the way back to 102.5. I just want to see the bot get out. When the bot gets out, I'm literally going on a steak dinner. I'm going on a steak dinner with friends and family because it's the first time I ever traded a bot. I've never had something mitigate like that. So I've never mitigated, and I don't trade cross leverage. So I'm watching cross leverage and mitigation in my own accounts for the first time ever. And I'm like, ooh, and I'm not even doing it. The bot's doing it. And I'm still like, that's how you just know I couldn't handle, I don't think I could handle mitigation, or I'd have to do it so little. It would take so much of I could do it, but it would take a lot of my time. I like my scalping and I like what I do. I like how I made my money today. I heard people who take early profits do lose money in the long run because you train yourself to take profits early, when one should be adding more and stick to the plan. I'm a long-term trader that's made most of my money long-term trading. So even if I did, even if I didn't like make the most money on that trade, it doesn't really matter, Thank you though, I appreciate it. Made money today. Cross leverage is the only way to make big money, somebody said. I agree, because you can kind of keep yourself from getting liquidated no matter what, but that's also not true. Yeah. December alt season, new all-time highs. Oh my gosh. Longing a discount bear flag is the shit. I love you. That you're a real lifer if you said that. Address to the super chat, bro. Why you got them waiting and addressing other comments? That's weird. I don't work. I mean, who the heck are you, man? That's crazy. I'm going to time you out for a second. Yeah, I don't like that behavior. I don't need to be bullied by anybody. 24 hours, you can come back and talk, but that's weird. Yeah. Don't talk to me like that ever again for the rest of your life. Yeah, I don't take, I went to you ever go to a Billy Joel concert? You know what he says at the end of every concert? He says, don't take SHIT from anybody. You know what I mean? That's the last thing he says before every concert, man. At the end of every concert, he goes, remember, don't hate from anybody. And you know what? I love that. And I don't, man. I don't. Especially on my own channel. Let's take a look at CRV and Chainlink and see what's happening. Honestly, these coins will depend on what Bitcoin's doing, and watching Bitcoin will have an effect on these coins. So it's important that you watch Bitcoin despite people screaming. So we looked at CRV. I liked it in this little channel. We did this dolphin dip and all those altcoins. See, they look good in the 15-minute, but the 15-minute is the 15-minute, right? So you can see this did get stopped out. It was up, and but it did come and it went after all the stops, and then it ripped. It's funny, it did a bit of a double bottom, right? It probably did that to almost everything, right? And again, that's weekend trading. So this would go into weekend trading. Look, Monday. Oh, no, it was a Monday. Oh, no, that's today, Tuesday. Interesting. But they dolphin dipped. And again, I don't know if I put this out and I create a liquidity pool. That's why you've got to really, I always tell people, use your own stop losses. I didn't take these trades. I just want to make it, apologize if anyone got rocked. That did get a stop loss hit right there, CRV. Nice pump to the upside. It kind of did it, but it just followed the Bitcoin insane erratic move today. So like, whoever caught those moves, you're just kind of lucky for being around at a pump for Bitcoin. If you look at the bigger picture for CRV, it's still pretty hurt, right? Like a lot of these coins are beat up. Now, CRV is a real project. It's curve finance, and it actually, when DeFi rips and altcoins rip, it has a real utility. So people will use it, and I could see it come back to the top of the range. Will it go to all-time highs and all that? I don't know. It's going to take a few weeks just into April, and then we got to go from there. But I do see it coming back to 66 cents, but it looks like it's going to take months. So I don't know. Yeah. BTC pumping like a flying kiddo horse. You're fine, man. You're funny. Let's take a look at Chainlink. And Bitcoin's still at 93,004. I think I sold at 93,165, right? Dang. It's okay. So Chainlink, the last time I looked at Chainlink, I think I have too many lines here. But you can see I have it bouncing off the bottom of this channel. Back to the upside. I hold a boatload of Chainlink. I'd love to see this move. Let's delete everything and look back. But yeah, see how we're bouncing off the 200 moving average? The 200 on the weekly is probably the greatest place you can buy any asset. It's when it's the most discounted. I've looked at it. I've backtested asset after asset. And institutions are starting to buy Chainlink. Chainlink is actually, hear me out. Here's my hypothesis for Chainlink. And you could call me right or wrong, or you could say I'm just blowing smoke. No verification of any of this. But I've traded on things that I've put together in my mind that I couldn't verify with anybody else, and it's made me gains. Damn, 93,550. Bitcoin does not care. Oh my gosh, it's flagging out on the 1 minute. These are the days, though, when you chase the 1 minute and then they just kind of... This is where I have vulnerability here. This is when I've lost money. I look back on all my trades. What trades do I lose money on? Chop before FOMC, where I just relentlessly go at my model, but it doesn't prevail, right? Now I realize after 3, I just kind of hold off until I see something bigger. This morning was weird, though, because they chop, and then they gave you the signal. And it was a beautiful move. I mean, Bitcoin's up $5,000. Like, it was just 89K. People don't realize how quick things change. To me, this has got to pull back. Maybe the 1 minute pumps, but straight up, like that's straight up on the 5 away from the... I've never seen that not dump. Never in my life have I not seen that. That's unsustainable price action. It could be the one time we see like just the biggest candles of our lives, though. Like it could be, you know what I mean? We don't know. Trading is probability, but one day we might see something we've never seen before. See, I'm open-minded. My open-mindedness helps me kind of move away from TA at the one last time when everyone else is too stuck. You got to be able to think outside the box. Look, there's a bear div there. I'm not trading this flag. I want to make that very clear. I believe price is going to come all the way back down harshly to the 21 or meet it somewhere here. 91.6, 91.2. I believe we're in for a dump. And then I can get back in on my other idea. Let's jump on to Chainlink again. So, and look, the 4-hour 200 moving average away from the 21. 90% of the time, that's been a perfect sell for me. And it's panned out absolutely beautifully. Could be the first time it's not, but... So I like Chainlink here at the bottom of this range. It seems like that's where institutions accumulate. That's where people like to buy it. It's on the 21, like the $11 already back to 14. I own boatloads of Chainlink. I bought like $100,000 of it near the $12 and $10 region. I'm up now again. I've been holding it for almost 2 years now. It's been insane. I was up to 30, so I had basically turned it into 300 grand. I was up $200,000 on the Chainlink. Actually, more than that. No, 10, yeah, almost, yeah. So we'll see. I believe Chainlink is a great long-term hold. Don't think there's anything wrong with buying Chainlink. It's boring. You don't make the money immediately, but I see it at least coming back to the top of the range. The only thing is, does it come down here and do this before it breaks out? Do we pump July? See, I keep getting this sideways price action on almost every coin, and then July, and then we get the pump again. But even when we get a crazy pump like September to $50, it says the all-time highs hit somewhere by April of 2027. Like, it's just kind of nuts. See, this is the thing that I'm going to... Oh, yeah, this is what I wanted to tell you that I almost forgot. Tokenization. Chainlink's at the peak of tokenization. I don't know if you watched the news lately or talked about finance with anybody, but they're planning on tokenizing the U.S. stock market. What does that mean? Well, they're going to get it on-chain. And they're going to get on-chain transactions. Just like right now, how I can buy and sell Tesla on BTCC. You should be able to do that everywhere in the world. Unregulated, they'll do it the correct way everywhere. Boom, right? So what's going to happen is Chainlink is going to be at the forefront of tokenization of the stock market. In 2.5 years, the stock market will be 24/7. No more pre-market, no more, you know what I mean? Because it'll be on-chain. And it's going to be just like this market. You can trade it all night long. It's going to be crazy. Soon, the stock market will be 24/7. Okay? It's going to change the dynamic. It's going to create trading. It's going to be a lot different. It's actually going to be the biggest shift in trading in the last like 30, 40 years. It's going to be a big deal. We're going to be around for one of the biggest dynamics in trading history. Okay? When the stock market goes 24/7. If that's going to propel buy and sell utility, you know what's behind tokenization? Chainlink. You're telling me that the stock market 24/7 isn't going to propel the price of Chainlink to go up over time when it's the king of tokenization and institutions? It's going to have a hand there. He's meeting with Trump like the guy, he's been at the meetings, man. So for me, Chainlink is just like a have to have. Again, you do what you want with your money. I am not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do should be taken as financial advice. And Solana too. I have a big old bag of Solana. I'm not playing around. Okay? I'm not. Look, I still keep a big old bag of Tether. I got a bag of Bitcoin. I got a bag of Sol, MXC token. I still hold Aster, Tau, FET, Rio, right? It's all there, baby. I believe in this market. I may have taken profits here and there, but I believe in this market. Over time, they're going to print money. No more damn CME gap. Yeah, the CME gaps will be over. There'll never be a CME gap again. Someone says Bitcoin is not stopping right now. This is crazy what's happening right now. It's absolutely absurd. But it's unsustainable. I know it for a fact. My emotions are pushing me to get in. They're telling me I'm going to miss out. It's going to be the biggest thing you ever see. And then my mind's like, logically, you know better. You know? I thought Ondo was the coin that was going to tokenize the stocks. Me too, but Ondo sucks. I'm sorry to say, man. I gave up on that coin. Yeah. What's your take on Axelar? There's some rumor that Axelar is going to be connected to Sol and XRP, but Axel just looks sick. I've held it for a long time. They've got a great team. I can't tell you, man. Like, to me, you're speculating on information that you can and cannot verify. Yeah. Bro, why not sell custody your crypto/BTC? I would never answer that question. It's none of anyone's business what's going on. Yeah. Sol brings me the gains. Manipulation at its finest. XDC. Hey, we used it in the middle. You know, it's funny. When it pumps to the upside and you're long, it's the best thing ever, right? But when you're short, it's manipulation. You know, when you're long and it dumps, it's manipulation, right? When you're short and it dumps, it's great. Isn't it funny though? Right? Even me, I'll be honest. It's manipulation. They're manipulating me. When I lose the market, it's not my fault. It's manipulation. It's the easiest thing to say when things don't go your way. Damn manipulation. Solana has the requisite speed for tokenization. He wants your social security as well. I know, right? What do you think about the absence of the CME gap soon? I think it's amazing. I just talked about it being one of the biggest paradigm shifts in the history of trading. It's going to change the way we look at trading. It's going to change the people who are active in trading. You trade the NASDAQ. I mean, we could trade futures now, but they do stop. Imagine trading the NASDAQ at 2, 3 in the morning. And they're going to be with para. And there's going to be, the only crazy thing is it's going to be like now the Forex market, I think, will have a bigger effect because you're going to have swings and Forex that can affect the markets. It's going to be different. It's going to be interesting. The whole world currency is going to come together. We're going to become one bigger system. We're integrating all world markets. You can see it. The new world order, right? I mean, it's kind of happening. 93,800. I am absolutely just like, this is the first time the 1 minute and the 50 minute have ever been this far from the 21, and we haven't come crashing down just yet. The 4 hour now has crossed the 200 moving average, creating a massive move. We're now back up. We're back here at this $94,000 region. This has been the resistance zone right there. If we can close a candle above this level, hold it nicely, Bitcoin has a substantial move back to the upside. Cass is better for all this, but people are fading it. Mark my words, it'll be a top 3. I still own my 50 grand of Casper. At one point, I think it was $180,000. Yeah. He will rocket to 10 mil with positive energy. Yeah. Thanks for answering Crypto Lifer Limitless 618. God bless you. Super chat, Ethena, Axelar, and Wild. Thought we looked at ENA already. No? Wow, 93.8. This is crazy. This is crazy. And this is what I was dreaming. It looks like the big time frames are taking over the gap all the way to 101.5. I'm going to look back and be like, man, I sold a $10,000 position. Dang, man, it is kind of starting to burn. I could have just had it ripping still right now and showing the gains. I got to shake it. I prayed too to God to help me because as a human, man, we beat ourselves up. I do it, man. And it was the old me too. And I got to get out of that. I got to break that. I forgot what Athena's ticker was. I would have sworn it was ENA. Yeah. I mean, that looks like Chainlink is just at the bottom of its barrel now. Like, if you believe that all coins are coming back, that's the lowest you could ever buy. It's telling you that's probably the greatest time, you're buying oversold stuff at the low premium. You got to believe in the product, though, and be able to hold and have conviction. If you don't, and it doesn't go your way at first, you might just flip and flop. So I don't know if this is for everybody. If you really like ENA, I still hold some of this coin. So, hey, if it goes back up, I'll make the game back up. Let's see what happens. I like ENA here on the lows. Yeah. Sammy, you made 5K, bro. You're good. Thank you. Maniac Z-Dubs, you still won. The greed to make more will get you slaughtered. Thank you. But they're definitely pulling my heartstrings today. I sold early also. If it makes you feel better, I'm not greedy. That actually did make me feel better. Why? Why did that make me feel better? We tapped 94,000, right? We just can't. Every time we hit it, look, there's a bear div now. That's how you go to 95.5 though. I'm just excited, man. I'm happy whenever Bitcoin gets away from 80K. I can't stand 80K. 80K is so whack. If you zoom into ENA, you're going to look for the 1 hour to break the 200 moving average. If that happens, that's going to be your first catalyst for a move, just like we show you how Bitcoin follows through. Look, it's all following Bitcoin. Bitcoin didn't, when Bitcoin comes crashing down, most of these I think are going to do the same. Now you want to play the moving averages. Now that you got your spike, that's great. You don't rush into spikes. Now you wait for consolidation. Yeah, maybe they keep pumping. That's okay. You don't rush in. You stay calm. There's always a pullback. Look at every pump we've had. Huge pump. This is what's happening right now. You're getting emotional. They pulled it back. You're getting emotional. They pulled it back. They're getting emotional. Every one of them. No matter how big it is, you think it's going to be the one forever. There's always going to be a pullback. I sold early and made $60. Not bad while I work all day. Amen. The mafia is buying. Let the bells ring out for Christmas. You're funny, man. Gold pumping also. Right? Is gold really pumping again? Tesla doing damage. The gold trade was underwater. $89. And look at that massive candle on the 3-day chart. And again, I told my students to stay strong. As long as we stayed above the 3-day 200 moving average, we can get a massive move to the upside. I even put it out on X the other night when two big X people were talking. They were like, we're in for the bearishness. It's all the way down. And I was like, yeah, but you don't know the power of the 3-day 200 moving average. You should come to my channel and maybe get an education because people don't understand. I got the knowledge and I wish I could hold it and teach them. But I can't force the knowledge on others. You know what I'm saying? And I can't force them to come to the channel and watch. They're going to say whatever they want. They're going to do whatever they want, right? But these two people were super bearish. I don't mention people by name because I don't think it's right. Unless it's in a good manner. And I love these. They're both nice people. There's nothing wrong with them. But they're both very bearish. And they're like, this is the end of the cycle. People won't realize. And I said, maybe you're right. I said, but you got to watch that 3-day 200 moving average. And it may catch you extremely off guard with some hidden bullish divergence. I said, most people get caught, I've seen them. And again, whenever I've seen Bitcoin at 10, it's been the bottom every single time. It's been a substantial bottom. It did it at 15. It did it at 80, at like that 56, 59. And it did it at 84,000. We went to 10. The fear got so heavy. We got to 10 at 84K. We went to 10 at 19K. I believe 84. And then we went to 10 at this recent $89,000 level. The fact that 89 was 10. So that's another thing you want to start watching. You're back to, look at Bitcoin. It's going to 94K. It does not stop. This is nuts to me. Unsustainable price action on the bullish side, but the bigger time frames are speaking. Man. Sell half, said Master Friend, and I hear him now. Sell half, good sir. Sell half. You know what it is the second the 21 catches back up to the 4 hour, I'll make a massive trade. That's all. It's okay. I could even wait for the daily to cross the 200 and make a massive trade there at 109. Ride that up to 1.5. But this is this entry could be one of the most stone cold entries in history. And we could even turn around though. That's another thing. It could turn around. 94K, everyone. Wow. $94,000 Bitcoin. Unbelievable. Like, and you see me struggle with the whole pains of trading, selling early, holding, I could still be in this trade, but it's over. I gotta let it go. It'll fight. I'll bring it up a few times to my wife today. And then I just gotta shake it off. It feels like it will never leave. You know what I mean? It feels like it'll never leave. Like, come on, crash down. This is the craziest thing. This is the longest I've ever seen an unsustainable pump now. Like, it's weird. It's like the one time I actually sell. Usually I'm going to hold her, and it's like, or I sell all the time, but it's usually I'm so used to selling the local top perfectly. I'm like, you're not supposed to keep going right now. Like, I've done the math. You don't do this. But again, it could be the one out of 1,000 days where we get like just some absolute crazy price action. If this candle closes above the 200 moving average, we're destined for more. It's just how it is. Look at the last time the 4 hour broke above the 200 sustainably right there. We were gone. We went from 112 all the way back to a new all-time high. Same time here, we got above it here. We went from 105 all the way to 122. Right there, we went from 116 all the way back to a new all-time high. Here we crossed it and we went, I remember this, 84,000 all the way back up to 111. So when we cross the 4 hour 200 moving average, it is a catalyst for a massive pump. Why did I sell? Because I do have a probability, and we're breaking probability now. I just know that for a fact because I have it back tested. The 1 hour rarely gets this far away from the 21-day moving average without a massive crash back down. I don't see how this doesn't crash back down. Like, I just don't see it. I don't see it. It doesn't make sense to me. But hey, I also know the price action can do whatever it wants, whenever it wants. It doesn't have to do what we want it to do ever, right? Shout out to all the beautiful people here on the live. Shout out to Jason Casperano. Let's pump, baby. Oh, we're going to pump. Oh, we're going to dump. We're going to pump. Oh, we're going to dump. Babe, get me my plunger. That didn't look right. It looked like I was... Oh, my gosh. Oh, what a fail for me right there. That was ridiculous. Dang it, Jason. Had you never gave that super chat, I never would have made a fool of myself. It's all your fault, Jason. Everyone thinks I'm a homeowner. Oh, my God. Jeez. You got to laugh at yourself. If you can't laugh at yourself, who's going to laugh at you? I mean, come on. Pause, though. If I had the plunger, you know what I was doing, right? If I had the plunger, you know what I was doing. Jason, can you vouch for me today on the show? Need that Heinrich maneuver. Jason, this price action is just continuing to do damage to the upside. It won't stop. It won't stop. Unsustainable. Like, it just like, ugh. Look at this beautiful flag on the 1 minute that produced another pump. $1,000 pump. They're going for these shorts like a vicious pit bull. They're eating their guts out. They're eating the shorts' guts. You ever see a pit bull goes right for the guts, eats the guts right out? Sam, how about a bigot of a nerd you were as a kid? Honestly, I was a nerd. Then I became like a street kid. Then I came back to being a nerd again. I realized I was supposed to be a nerd all along, but I went out to the streets, man. I really was. I was out there. I was out in the streets. But it's okay. I came back home. I'll tell you my story one day. You won't believe it. No one will believe my story. Who my dad was, what my dad did. My whole story is crazy. And how I survived, how I made it out, what happened to me, and just... I got stories. I'm actually going to tell more stories on my channel, my Sam Price channel. I'm going to start telling stories maybe once a week. I'm going to do like an edited 5-minute story video where you can like follow along an epic story in my life. You are the discipline that I haven't come in yet, since I also took profit early, even though I'm eager to come in, but I will wait. You are the discipline that I haven't come in. I am the discipline. I think I know what you're saying, but I have no idea what you're saying. Yeah, if that makes any sense. But I get you. I have no clue what you're saying, but I understand what you're saying. Ever go to a fish show? No, I never did. I was never one of those laugh and fall apart. The fish kids were a little fishy for me. If you know what I'm saying. Like, they always smelled funny. They wore plaid shirts. Slept in pickup trucks, you know, like. Don't lie, you know how it is. Silver absolutely ripping to the upside. I'm so happy to see that. And again, it's the good jobs data that comes out. And you know they're going to print this money, baby. That was your bottom for Bitcoin, very likely for BTC. And now we're on our way to a massive move back up. A massive move back up. There will be a pullback. At that pullback, I will add to my trade. Maybe I'll make it even bigger. We will see. Only time will tell. 94.2 though, it will not stop. And it's taking all my patience not to chase this. I know in my heart, when you get this far for the 21 on the 1 hour time frame, it's unsustainable. I've never seen a move like this not come back down in a nasty way. There has to be a meeting somewhere back at 92.8. Unless the 4 hour can stay, if the 4 hour can close above this 4 hour candle closes. Let's see when the 4 hour candle closes. Here you want to right click and hit countdown to bar close on labels and go to countdown to bar close. It'll tell you when every bar will close in 3 hours. This candle just started. Dang, that's like crazy. Look at that. What a move. So we got a couple of these. We got one there. We got one there. One on Wednesday. One on Tuesday. Tuesday, Wednesday. Wow, interesting. I can't wait for another one of those Sam Price channel videos. The first one was very intriguing. Thank you. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I got to get back on the horse, though. I can't just like do one video and disappear. I got to kind of... Bitcoin is the process of increasing in 2026. Bitcoin is the reference for increasing crypto coins in the world. Can you explain why it's unsustainable? Because every time price pumps away from the 21, we take a nasty crash down. Like 95% of the time. Sam, don't sweat cashing out. I cashed out Bitcoin I held for 54 weeks. I was up 5 figures at one point, but cashed out at 4,700. Cheers. Okay. I'm selling after break even. I don't know what you're saying. Yeah. 3 weeks have gone by since I started tracking CoinGecko's top gainers. All the sex's gate is still on where a lot of projects are pumping. That's where you'd want to take risk. And the sex gate is still on the one where a lot of projects are pumping. Bitcoin is in the process of increasing 2026. Bitcoin is in the reference for increasing crypto coins in the world. Thank you for saying that. Say it one more time. You're spamming though. All right. It's still pumping. Oh my goodness. I'm freaking out. It's not still pumping. And it's still. You just got to watch the 1 minute. Whenever price is unsustainable, I can't figure it out. I watch the 1 minute time frame. Eventually, you're going to get a head and shoulder. You know, if we're really unsustainable, we'll get a very large, like it'll be like this. You see? Dan, though, it would have been great just to keep that trade open, showing it up 700. I think I would have been up $8,000 now. Yeah, $9,000 because every $3,000 was 45.89. Almost going to be up $6,000 soon. I'd love to see green candles for once. Yeah, thank you for all you do, Sammy. So much gratitude. God bless you, the blues guy. This is what we do this for. You watch so much pain, and then one day you get so much rain. And you remember why you did this. You remember why you love crypto, right? And all the pain wipes away. A day of euphoria wipes away all that pain. You forget all those days that were hurt, that were beating you up. Man, I've been sweating so much lately, it's crazy. This price action got me sweating. Yeah. If you short, you'll get wrecked. Trust. NASDAQ about to pump, breaking highs. Oh, NASDAQ is on a ripski. And I gave you guys that. I told you guys that on the, look at that, above the 200 moving average now on the 4 hour time frame. I told you when the 3-day stays above the 200 to stay bullish. I told you if the 2-hour never lost the 200 moving average to stay bullish. I know it was unsustainable. I know it didn't. It didn't seem right. I know there was a lot of fear. My strategies didn't at sometimes seem like they were whacked out. They play out. You got to stick with me. You got to let me show you. Like, you got to give me a few days on this 3-day. You got to work with me. All right. You can't just let it, wow, this is, this is completely unsustainable. I've been watching price action on the 1 minute for years. This is insane. Had I stayed in a trade like this, I would have been like, and still made the money. It would have been insane. Now that's a rising wedge that breaks out parabolically. At this point, Bitcoin's going to go parabolic. This could be one of the bigger statements for Bitcoin in a long time. When Bitcoin gets to 97,000, which it looks like it might, people are going to freak out. It looks like we're about to go parabolically up to 90. Either we're crashing down so hard right now, or we're going parabolically to 97K. I don't see an in-between here. I see a massive pump to 97.5, and I'm going to look back and say, dang, I cannot enter this trade. My trading style will not let me enter this trade. It just will not. The odds of it coming back down and pinging me and losing money when I'm up big today is high. I cannot enter this trade. Sad to say. I have a lot of FOMO right now. I'm doing everything I can not to get in. It's telling me I should just take a shot anyway. And then we'll ride it up to Valhalla. But man, like this, I'm going to put in the trade. I'm not going to take it. I just want to make that clear. 97.525. Completely, my whole system tells me this is very low probability of happening. But it's an anomaly, so it may. Why are there two reds there? That's been throwing me off recently. What is the other red for? Like, you know what I mean? 93.378. I go 500 for 17, and like, what's the point? Extra 17, I guess. 90K breakout, then 102,000. The strongest wall is right here from 99 to 94,000. Overtrade kills. The problem is don't go against your method, but will help teach if you FOMO. Just stick a toe in the water. Take the trade. Don't FOMO. Pay the trader. Don't get FOMO fever. Hey, Sam, I closed way early at 100% gains. Can't lose when you're winning. Long-term bags still grow. Amen. Lower RSI on the 1 minute. Doubters in disbelief. Watch if the big red chugga bookmap keeps moving up. Let's take a look at what's happening here. They still got 75. They got red right there, though, at 101,150 now. Red coming in at 101. But the deepest red is still at 90,000, 89,100. Remember, tomorrow could be FOMC dumping. I don't like pumping the day before FOMC. It's a little sketchy, especially like this. Price action kind of starting to go sideways now. Like, people are wondering what to do. A lot of people have taken profits. A lot of people are wondering, and then people are saying, hey, it's a little... So now you're going to get a slowdown. You can feel it just for a few minutes, and then the decision's going to be made, and then we're going to either pump or dump in a second here. 68% of the time, this is going to come right back down to where it began at 93.2. I cannot believe this hasn't dumped yet. I am in complete shock. This is a rare occurrence. All right. Sam, can you please check ADA on the 15-minute? Do you think it's making another massive bull flag? I'll take a look at that. Thank you. Great trade today. Thank you. Shout out to anyone that took the live trade too. We gave you an amazing entry on the beginning of the stream. Let's go over what I did do. I gave people an amazing entry on the 5-minute there that played out absolutely beautifully, right? We nailed it on weeks. If you remember, when you came to the channel, we started with saying, hey, I'm getting into a trade right here. Imagine if I kept that trade open. I sold both my trades early. It's a little sad, but I'm a day trader and I did very well on my day trades today. So if every day was like today, we'd be amazing, right? So usually dump for FOMC, but we are injecting capital into the economy. I agree. Where's the liquidity? 94.5. Don't FOMO. You did well. Walk away a winner, brother. I love you. Thank you. This is going to dump. And it's going to dump back to the 1 hour and the 15-minute 200 moving average. It's actually probably a beautiful short right now. Honestly, back to the 15-minute 21. Like, to me, this closes a tweezer top. You short this back to the 21. I don't think I'll do it because I had such a good day. But if I had like some decent profits and I wanted to add, And then again, it will probably get ready for its pump a couple hours from now. And what I'm getting this like it's just never going to stop type of thing. So do two things. Keep flagging out the 1 minute because the 1 minute could just it could be an anomaly now. I know in my heart that doesn't make sense, but I also know that anything is possible. So this may continue to pump to 95.8. It really might. Okay. But it should have dumped by now. I don't know why it's not dumping. There's just must be so much money coming in from all around the world that it just can't stop. Please check the 8-year giant flag X non-USD update. So look, we have two things someone asked me to go over here. Thank you all you do, Sam. So much gratitude. God bless you, man. Sam, don't sweat cashing out my Bitcoin 47 out. All right, let me look at I thought I could find it, but I didn't. Let's take a look at the fan funding here today on the channel. And shout out to everybody here. Massive people. Please subscribe to the channel, everyone. A little low, let's get it going. We've never stopped producing the information and pushing it every single day. Subscribe to the channel. Show that love. Push, push, push. Let us know you're out here. We love you. Okay? And, without you guys, we have nothing. So remember that. Like, you guys create this show. You guys create the whole move. Here we go. Finally, and let's dump this puppy. 15-minute has to close at tweezer top, which is a red next to a red, and then we'll dump back to the 21-day moving average. 90% of the time, in either one of two things. If you're very bullish, you're going to flag out. If we flag out, I could re-add to that. I could get right back in that 3-day chart and just hold. And I could just keep adding the gains. I did miss a big chunk of move, though. So it is what it is. Reality is reality. You got to face the consequences of what you've done, and then you go from there. And there's some weird feeling in my like maybe we just go to 99, 90. I don't even know. This is crazy. But I caught it again. I made gains again. I showed people how to make gains on the live. I gave away my strategies for free. I helped God's people learn my knowledge that I acquired over years of time. And that was my promise to God. I said, God, I'll give everyone what I know. You give me a great life. I'll give away my knowledge. I'll help the poor. I'll do whatever I can. And I'll help people feel good about themselves too. And I'll spread your word, your light, and your happiness around the world. I'll tell people that God is great, God is amazing, and then once you believe in God, everything's going to kind of help. Everything's going to move in the right way. Submit. Realize that for whatever reason, there is a being bigger than you, and we can't figure all this stuff out. We could be as scientific as we want. We get data-driven as we want, but there's still anomalies that we just don't have the answer to. And God does. So when I put my destiny in God's hands, man, I fly like a phoenix, baby. When I try to control everything, it's like a young kid in the kitchen. You know what I mean? Let God flip the burgers, man. So, kind of a funny analogy, but it's how I look at it. All right. So we're watching this, the 5-minute time frame. Make a bull flag, and maybe we continue up to 98,000. That's amazing. That's your measured move is 98K. Today could be one of the biggest moves for Bitcoin in history, man. You never know. Always be open-minded. Always stay poised and always be ready. Always, always, always. Let me get back to those super chats. Make sure we fulfill them all. Shout out to everyone that gave today. We have Zelch. Can we check CRV? We did take a look at CRV. God bless you. I won't give up. Thanks for all you do. Thank you. Sam Toshi JV. God bless you, man. Thank you for being here. Shout out to the 1,700 beautiful souls here on the live all the way till 11:59. Unbelievable. That's one of the biggest streams in history, man. We love y'all. Like sustainable streams, and please subscribe to the channel. If you're new and watching, we need as many subscribers as we can to be sustainable here. And it's been a little tough time for the crypto stream, so please do everything you can to help me. I'll do everything I can to help you. Let's go back and forth with it. The stream became a routine. Wouldn't miss it. Vedigo, we love you. Could you please look at Chainlink? Says Cody Mapwin. Cody, you've been coming to the stream for a long time and giving super chats. God bless you. That will come back to you tenfold. Thank you for showing up again today. You're a true inspiration. Thank you so much. We won't stop. Ola, Alasani, and I don't know how you are all one word, but Mr. Zuzudier. From you, Sam. Lifers take profits. God bless you. Thank you. $100 from Jason Casper. Unbelievable. He sold it. Pump it. I know, right? Never go broke taking profits, Sammy. Congrats. Hey, that's one thing. God, cleanse my heart from greed. Remove the hunger for what does not serve my soul. Give me wisdom to recognize what is enough. Amen. God bless you all, lifers. Let's hit the like. This man deserves it. Thank you so much. God bless. Can you chart Athena? We did. Thank you for all as well. Yeah, watching your show has grown my trust in God. You spread positivity. You're contagious. I won't give up on trading because of your teachings. Thank you. God bless you. Craw Billies, we love you, man. Thank you. Litecoin 6-month chart could be a huge breakout. Let's take a look at the Litecoin 6-month chart. 94,000 back above. Let's take a look at LTC. Litecoin, baby. And they're all going to say this is a dead cat bounce. All the bears are going to claim it's a dead cat bounce. Look, that's an inverted head and shoulder if you've ever seen one. I mean, it told you you're gonna that's a measured move, and there's a gap in the VRVP. Litecoin to 96. That's what I see right there, just right off the bat, right? Just throw that together. That's what I see happening. I look at Litecoin in the biggest time frames possible, like the weekly. Again, buying things on the 200 moving average is bear market. That's when the bear market is for altcoins. They're near their 200 moving averages. I've seen this many times. It's a good, again, I could see it bounce. The only thing is it might bounce, come up. It might just go sideways until August. See, this is why I sold most of my altcoins, because I said even if we get a massive pump, unless we get a massive double bottom and then go crazy, which could happen, maybe I'm wrong, but it just looked like it was going to take forever. And almost looked like I could get the same price in May after like up and down price action. So I don't know. I'm still not sold on when and how this could all happen. But hey, I like it. I see at least a decent pump back to 114, and then we can go from there. So like I'm a swing trader at this point. That way I don't have to commit to any real reversal. I like Bitcoin when it reverses, but you know what I mean? I don't have to go hard. I can commit to the whole market reversing, but then I'm only going to commit cash into key areas where I believe there's high probability of a win rate. What's your take on XLR? There's been some runner on Axel. Let's take a look at it. Last time I looked at it, it was all the way at the bottom, wasn't it? It was like at the bottom of its barrel. I would have sworn, oh yeah, they call it Waxel on MaxSeed. It's got a different ticker for some reason. I don't know why that is. Okay, let's get back to that music. Let's run it. Wow, this thing's the lowest I've ever seen it. Like just dump city, right? It looks like a rug. I have to be honest. Real team members, but man, what did it do? What did it really do besides look at on-chain data? You know what I mean? So I like the project when we were up and running. It looked like people were going to use the API and source it. And maybe we pump again, but now it's going to have to shoulder. Head, possibly right shoulder. It looks like weeks just to get back to $1. If it goes straight up, it's still not $1 till like January. But maybe it does a 10x. I still hold it, but I don't know if I would ever touch it again. To me, that's just, I don't like buying things like that, except the only things I buy very low like that would be Bitcoin, Sol, like everything else. I'm just not willing to take a shot on it anymore. I'm done. My risk tolerance has gone way down. I used to be way riskier. I have 3 kids. I'm 42 now. I own real estate. I have some rental properties coming in. I got other, you know what I mean? Like I guess you could call me, maybe I'm getting less risk adverse. I'm getting older. And when I was in my 20s, 25, 26, man, I go all in on everything, right? What the heck? I'm not a 22-year-old kid anymore. I'm not a 31-year-old guy. As you get older, the risks aren't the same. I've also gone through so much risk to get where I'm at. Like, I've done it, man. Like, it's like a jousting contest. Like, I did the jousting, man. They could have hit me off the horse. They could have sliced my throat. Somehow I made it out alive. I love Wildcoin. I've been in Wild for a long time. It looks like gaming is just dead. And gaming will have to be revived. I don't know what's going on, man. All these look up. It almost looks like they siphon the wealth each pump, right? Maybe some of these coins never come back. It's very oversold in the weekly. It's hard to tell right now if every altcoin will come back or not, man. You would like to believe, yes. And there is a chance, but you never know. 94,450, Bitcoin doesn't care. Bitcoin this is one of the most one of the craziest moves I've ever seen. I would have loved to have been riding. Sell half, said Master Friend. It's like he's been there before, right? That's going to rain in my head for the rest of the day. Sell half. Take 75. Leave the rest. Leave a runner, Sammy. 94.5. My goodness. At this point, they're saying it's a wrap. Wow, the shorts just keep shorting. And this is from people who keep shorting the market. Every time we get up here, they say this has to be the top. They think this is a dead cat bounce. Because when people assume they have the market trapped, they become the liquidity makers. They become the movement. This means there's just so many people unsustainably short. I'm still like, wow. Finney, this is the move I was seeing. Maybe I'm just not, because I trade every day. So I see what price action usually does. So my whole base off is what most likely happens. Today is an anomaly. So this isn't what most likely happens. Okay? You get what I'm saying? So it's harder to kind of be perfect at that. Wow. 53 minutes, this 6 hour candle. Look at that, man. 2 hours and 53 minutes, this 4 hour candle will close. That will be a very strong close above the 200 moving average. And sometimes the bigger time frames take over. Like maybe we just continue to pump to 96 and then we flag out. We're going to have a flag at one point. Price does not go green for weeks straight. Even the most it goes is maybe 12 hours, 16 hours, and then there's going to be a reckoning. This is a very hard time because people are going to FOMO for it. That's why I have the bot. That's why I own long-term Bitcoin. I don't always have to be in the trade. And that's why at least there's a day of gain. Okay? Remember, I could spend the rest of my day beating myself up about what happened here today. About, everyone, this has been a horrible day. I've only made $5,000. It's a bad day. All right? It's horrible. Absolutely horrible. Right? But here on the live, shout out to Jason Kasparat. So 94,448. Wow. You gotta flag out for me, Bitcoin. This is nuts. You don't do this ever. This is just, I never see this. Eventually you're gonna make a strong bear div. I mean, now your bear divot on the 1 minute strong. You see? Hey, anything could happen. I just want to leave you with my last thoughts here. Let me finish with the super chats though. They were strong today. Thank you. I can't wait for another one of those Sam Price channel videos. Oh, thank you for saying that. Sam, don't sweat cashing out. I cash. Oh, yeah, thank you. Thank you for all you do. Xnon, update 8-year giant flag. Xnon. Can you look at Sol? What's up with Wild? So we have to look at Solana now. And then Xnon. Yeah. Want to make sure we get them all. Shout out to Sergu. Oh, Sergu, man. You've been given... This guy's been on my channel since I had 800 subs. He gave me a bunch of free Nano coin. This guy loves Nano. He's been a Nano guy since Sergu Mukano. Yo, this guy's been on my channel. I think I had 300 subscribers when this guy first joined. And he used to send me Nano, man. Like, so many cool people are on the channel. I still got that Nano in my phone. It's like $500. Isn't that crazy, man? I still got $500 you sent me from years ago. At one point, it was like almost $2,000, I think, or $1,500. Wow, this is nuts. The one time I could have just rode free and never even stressed. And my signals are playing out, but it's just like, dang, the 21 getting that stretched out. But damn, it feels like everybody wants Bitcoin right now, and there's just not enough. I did talk about it yesterday, and remember on Sunday night, I went over the fact that BTC was getting scarce. Scarce on exchanges. I mean, everybody wants it now. Everybody and their mama. So look at here. Let's look at what the 4-day, no, the 3-day, the 2-day, the 5-day. Yeah, so look, Solana's been using this 5-day 200 moving average as its bounce. It tells you could buy Solana right now with a stop below the 5-day and just ride this puppy back up to 199. Possible sustainable trade right there, right? So this is like the follow-up. So Bitcoin, Bitcoin's done the deed. Now this will do the thing. You see? Doesn't mean it's going to happen for sure, but that's a viable trade right there. Let me see. I'd have to bring this up. And 223, you'd almost want to say, can you get back to 223? That would be an amazing trade. I like the 5-day though. And look, bounce. I see a move back to the top of the channel. So I don't know exactly what's happening here, but I do see a move back to the top of the channel. Let's look at XNON USD. Nano, baby. Of course it's you. That's funny. I'm like wondering what you're asking about. So Nano came down to 80. But it's never really lost 80 cents. Like it's actually at a like this was a bottom for Nano every time. 63, 70, 80. It never seems to lose this area. You would think this is a great time to buy Nano. Nano is the people's coin. It's zero fee transactions, right? It's really what crypto is supposed to be, in my humble opinion. But again, doesn't make anyone tons of money, so. And yeah. Be careful, scammers. Just got a text from Wells Fargo, suspicious activity on Zelle. I replied no, and someone called me. I told them I'd call them back on the 1800. Well, said they didn't do it. God bless. Be safe. Yeah, be careful, man. Coinbase, Chase Bank, they'll send you alerts saying you've got your Coinbase hacked. You'll get emails from your Trezor saying that this is a new Trezor update, a MetaMask update. Oh my God, they do so much shady stuff. It's ridiculous. All right. Look for the 15-minute to make a tweezer top. Eventually it will, or a flag. I can't believe price didn't stop at one point. I believe it has to slow down. If the 15-minute makes a flag, we could continue to trade this puppy up to 98,700. I'll be the first to be overly bullish and keep going. Trust me, it's what I do. Shout out to all the super chats. It was an amazing day here on the stream. I can't believe it has to end at 12:11, and we did push ourselves an extra 10 or 11 minutes because you got to. This is an amazing live stream, everybody. Oh, let's get back to the poll. Let's see, should I have listened? So, did I take the 5K or hold for bigger gains? They said yes or no. I should have said seller, but I think Bencoin recently went over the on-chain risk chart to help identify the BTC low. He draws a lot of correlations to 2019, how Bitcoin bull run didn't end in euphoria. So that could be in about a year. And dude, I love that dude, but his analysis is I've never been able to use it for anything. And I watched him for years, and I just stopped watching it because it was too like, it's like if I talk about Bitcoin enough, eventually I'll be right kind of stuff. And again, God bless him though. He's a nice guy. His parties are amazing. He's super nice. I have nothing but great. He's one of the nicest people I've ever met. I've tried to get value. I just don't. But maybe it's me, man. I'm a different kind of guy. Who knows? There's probably value in everything anyone does here on the channel. I'm sure if I just give him a second chance, I could find. But I remember him selling everything before the rally. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. God bless him, man. I don't want to say anything I shouldn't say. God bless everybody in the whole, everyone, you know what? Anyone that puts out information helps everyone else. Together, we're an industry, right? As long as, he's not predatory, he's a good guy, creates his own stuff. So that's a great thing. So positive stuff. So anyone who pushes the market in a positive way helps each and every one of us. Like we're all help. It's kind of like Burger King helps McDonald's in a way, you know what I mean? They could be competing, but they're still fast food burgers as a whole in the industry. They could take more money away from another industry. Yeah. So I look at things as like a greater good. Like every one of us helps each other. Yeah. Bro, I was telling everyone about distribution phase was going to be Q1 2026. How this is the last big retail bull run. Hey, I just take it one step, one day at a time, man. That's all. Yeah. God bless everybody here on the channel. Thank you so much for jumping on in. We appreciate you. We love you. And we really appreciate it. Thank you for telling people about that. Right? That Wells Fargo email or something that you got. Just be careful, everyone. It comes from all sides, even regular finance, traditional finance. So that's the end of the show. I could keep going, but I'm going to sweat out my suit and then ruin it completely. I probably already did. But I love you all. I appreciate you more than you would ever know. I thank you so much for an amazing live stream. If you want to trade where we trade, take gains where we took gains. We got Weeks, BTCC, and MEXC. We got the Tesla trade open on BTCC. Weeks was where we were scalping. And MEXC was where we had that big trade open that just took a massive pump. So we love you. We appreciate you. And honestly, it looks like Bitcoin may just continue here. I don't know what's happening, but look for the 15-minute to close a tweezer top or at least a very high wicked top. It's fighting for its life right now. And maybe it makes a flag and continues. Could be we could be in an anomaly phase of some supply shock here for Bitcoin. Once we start, it stops, man. So I love you all. God bless each and every one of you. Thank you so much for being here and hanging out with the Crypto Lifer. I'll be back tomorrow with another amazing live stream. If you can't get enough, you want more, go to cryptolifer.com. Let me actually show you that one last time. Go to cryptolifer.com. All right. Go up there, hit the QR code at the top there. Or go to cryptolifer.com. There you can sign up to my Discord. Look at our beautiful website. A quarterly or an annual subscription get you going, get you running, get you flying. All right? Get the education you deserve. Stop playing games with someone that never takes a day off. The Crypto Lifer crew, man. We love you. We appreciate you. Bang. Yeah, plus 2,000 a tariff dividend. Yeah, we're gonna have the biggest tax returns in history. A tariff dividend. Retail will be deploying heavily in Q1, possibly even like stimulus checks, right? From tariff. Like, there's so much talk of bullishness. A lot of liquidity being injected. It's been on the sidelines for a while. A lot of money on the sidelines right now. It's not going to disappear, man. It's got to go somewhere. Silver continues to pump. We talked about the silver trade. We gave it to you too as well. That entry was stone cold. Everyone, I love you. I appreciate you. If you want to learn too what I teach, sign up to the class. Hit the QR code right there to sign up and find out more. And that's it, everyone. I think I gave my all today. Everything I got. I gave everything I have. I am exhausted. I love you all. May God bless each and every one of you. And I'll see you all tomorrow for an absolutely amazing, awesome, energetic. Hey, this is the greatest live stream in all of YouTube, man. And you know it, and I know it. Most consecutive running stream since February of 2021. No days off, baby. I don't know how we've done it. Only with God's will. I love you. I'll see you tomorrow. Stay amazing. Remember, I end most streams with the same saying. You know what the secret to success is? I figured it out. You know what it is? The secret to success. Everyone wants to be successful. They want the house on the beach. They want the Cullinan, right? They want the 5 cars. They want to give money. They want it all. It's getting started. That's the secret to success. You're not going to be great to start, but you got to start to be great.